The opinions expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of our sponsors and are only those of the individual commentators. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good evening and welcome to the series finale of the Raben Report. I'm your host, Elliot Raben, and with me for the last time is my expert panel made up of Christina and Anna. Ladies, how are you on this fine Tuesday evening?
Well, it's not just any Tuesday. It's the last episode of the Raben Report, so I feel happy about what we've done and sad that it's coming to an end.
Yeah, it's a bittersweet day. Anna, how are you feeling on this not so special but special Tuesday?
It's a very special Tuesday. I feel actually kind of sad that it's taking place when everything is closed in Toronto. I would have liked to celebrate with you guys after this finale because it's not any last episode. It's the last episode of the entire show, and that's kind of sad.
I agree. It's kind of like you said. It's sad that everything's closed, but hey, here we are in person. We're celebrating together. And joining the panel this week are some very, very familiar faces. First, we've got our main panelist from Season 6, Tamar Lyons. Tamar, how are you? Thank you for being here.
I'm good. I'm so excited to be back. It feels like it's been forever. And I'm so thankful that you invited me here for the series finale. It's, wow, come a long way.
Yeah, I'm very happy that you are here. We're able to have a big show, but that's not all, guys. There's one more person in the room that you have yet to see, and that is the first ever panelist on the Raben Report, the one, the only, Marshall Darbyshire. Marshall, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for the fanfare, Elliot. I appreciate it. It's great to be here. It's an experience, the Raben Report, that defined much of my university career. It defined much of my life through those 6 seasons. And it's sad to see the show ending, but there's a lot to be proud of here. And it's been a fantastic experience for myself and for everybody else.
Well, without I have a whole segment at the end about you and all of you, but I agree, this show has been something sort of incredible. It's had an effect on both of us. I'm glad that it's had an effect on you. So yes, tonight is the series finale of the Raben Report, episode 100. 100 episodes. I don't know how we got here, but we have got a lot in store for you tonight, coming up very soon. But first, let's take a look at our top stories for the last time in our weekly update, starting with, as usual, a coronavirus update for the last time. I'm going to say the last time a lot during the show, so get used to it. Coronavirus. The AstraZeneca vaccine will now be used only as a second dose. So they had stopped the use a couple weeks ago, but now it'll be used again just to get rid of the remaining batches. So we'll see what our panel thinks of that. Ford has also announced a 3-step reopening plan, with outdoor amenities opening last Saturday, which means tennis, golf, and other activities outdoors. So like I said, this is the last time we'll be discussing COVID-19 on the show. What are your thoughts on it? What are your predictions for the rest of 2021? And are we ever going to be out of this? Tamar, let's start with you.
So funny that you decided to start with me, since I totally turn off the news when it comes to COVID, just because it's never any good news. But yeah, I mean, I'm feeling optimistic about it. I think Toronto will be opening up and life will start to go back to normal. At least we'll get a taste of that during the summer like we did last year. I have a lot of family and friends in the States, specifically in New York and in Miami. And so to see what they're like there compared to here, it's like we're in different worlds. So, yeah, the opening up and all of that is definitely something I'm looking forward to.
Absolutely. Marshall, what do you think about what's going on? I know you're not a fan of the Ford government, that's for sure.
Well, I'm not a fan of how the lockdown has been going. I don't think that it's appropriate at all to have things as locked down as they are right now in the current state of things. I think that things need to really be opening up right now. I think the fact that golf was closed is just absolutely ridiculous. And I think that the way that our small businesses in this province are being absolutely trampled upon right now is just disgusting, frankly. And I think that there's going to be a lot of unrest following this politically. There's going to be political consequences for the government to pay out of this, because this is an absolute failure on their end, and it's not something that people need in their lives right now when we're already suffering so much, is this overbearing lockdown. All through the U.S., they're opening up. They are doing just fine. I'm not saying open the floodgates entirely. I'm not saying open every single thing up, but I am saying that things really need to start opening up.
Absolutely, and we've talked about that before, especially golf courses. I mentioned it. Ontario at one point was the only jurisdiction in the entire world, not just Canada, but in the entire world, meaning Quebec, Manitoba, golf right ahead. But Ontario, no, because that's where COVID happens. Christina and Anna, thoughts on what our two special guests have said?
I agree. I'm ready for things to start opening up. I'm really excited about sorry. I'm really excited about things opening up. I also am feeling optimistic. We've been seeing the numbers are going down. But I mean, that happened last summer, and it always happens. The numbers go down, and the next thing you know, they're up by whatever. So I'm going to try to be hopeful, because I would like to go back to normal. But I am very happy about the golf course, tennis courts, that kind of thing opening up, because God, was that ridiculous.
Yep. Anna?
I'm not as optimistic. I actually think that they will just start opening things up, and as cases go up, then they will close it down again. Like, honestly, that's what I think it can happen, and I find that it's very, very ridiculous. I read that, for example, in countries like Denmark, everything is open with the exception of nightclubs, which, you know, it's what makes sense. But, you know, and it's not only that, like, other than the US, also in Latin America, many countries are locked down and they're having like a hard time opening up. Regarding the AstraZeneca vaccine, I actually think that that's appropriate. I don't think that it's correct to be mixing up vaccines. Like, that's kind of sketchy and dangerous, in my opinion. It's like experimenting with human beings. And I don't know, I think that they're doing the right thing regarding the AstraZeneca and the second dose.
Interesting. And when do you think that all of this will be over?
I don't know. Maybe when we are, you know, having grandkids at this point. No.
Don't say that, jeez.
No, like, honestly, I think I cannot predict what is going to happen. I wish, but, you know, maybe September, things will start going back to normal. Yeah.
Well, I have to say, and everybody knows that it wouldn't be the Raben Report if I don't mention it, but Celine Dion is restarting a new residency in Vegas in November. So I swear to God, if I cannot go to Vegas by November, we're going to have a problem. I don't have to be neutral anymore because Raben Report will be done. So, Ford, watch yourself. Anyway, let's move on then to China's Mars rover. It has deployed and has taken its first drive on the surface of the red planet. According to CBC, Zhu Rong, named after a mythical Chinese god of fire, drove down to the surface of Mars at 10:40 a.m. Beijing time. China is the only country other than the United States to deploy land vehicles on Mars. Now, unfortunately for the Soviet Union, they had a craft that landed in 1971, but it lost communication seconds later. Pretty accurate for the Soviets. China's I can say that because I'm Soviet. China's uncrewed Tianwen-1 spacecraft blasted off from the southern Chinese island of Hainan in July 2020, and after more than 6 months in transit, Tianwen-1 reached Mars in February, where it has been in orbit ever since. So, what do you guys think? Do you think that we should be exploring Mars? Do you think that this is a step in the right direction? We know Elon Musk is a big proponent of, a future on Mars with his Boring company and with SpaceX. What are your thoughts?
I don't see life on Mars happening at any, it's so unimaginable to me. I mean, is it possible? I guess. Gotta figure it out. I do think we should be exploring space, though. Why not?
I propose sending all the reds to the red planet, though, especially if there's no any life possible over there.
Rats?
Yeah.
Like the rodent rats?
No, the reds, the communists.
Oh, the communists. Oh. Oh, I see. My opinions on space exploration and space travel are frankly extremely unpopular. I'm kind of a weird Luddite when it comes to space and think it's kind of much ado about nothing. I don't feel any excitement about space travel. A Mars rover from China, though, landing and being successful and working out is indicative of the pace at which China's technology and everything is accelerating, and that's something to be wary of because China is a country with a rogue government, and it's not a good sign how much they're able to build and do things that a country like Canada frankly has no hope of doing at this time. And that's something I would like to see change. But at this point, will Canada have anything on Mars in the next 100 years? I don't know. It doesn't look likely.
Tamar, anyone?
Yeah, no, I think it's actually really cool. Doesn't really apply to my life. Like, I don't care whether or not or exploring Mars or planets in the universe and all that. But I definitely think it's really cool from a scientific perspective. Always, there's always things to learn and new discoveries. And I think in that sense, it's really cool.
I think that it's actually very interesting. Like the fact that human beings are able to explore other planets, it tells you a lot about humanity and, the civilization that we have built. And that's amazing from my point of view. And if people can explore Mars, go for it. I'm not very interested in space in general. And, it would be nice to see how it goes. But yeah, very interesting.
And I'm not against space travel or exploration, but what I think is going to happen is however long it takes for us to finish exploring Mars, for Mars to be totally looked over and we've seen everything there is to see, I don't see us having much to show for it, honestly. And I think if people want to explore Mars, absolutely, by all means. I just don't see it as something that's going to yield results, frankly.
Yeah, I really don't see the whole life on Mars thing ever actually happening. I think it's one of those things like... sure, explore it, let's see, but I agree. I don't know what the likelihood is that we're actually going to end up there.
When you say the likelihood, do you mean in our lifetime or ever?
Ever? Unless, technology is always changing, so who knows what could happen after our lifetime. I'm sure there's possibilities. I just don't, for sure it's not going to happen in our lifetime. It's not going to happen in Elon Musk's time. He may think so, but it's not going to happen.
What'd you think of him? Side note, on SNL. Did you watch?
It was so painful.
You didn't like it?
I don't have enough bad things to say about it.
I generally refuse to watch SNL, but I decided to eventually watch this one a week late. Oh my God, it was so bad.
It was
Really?
so cringy.
Oh, the Gen Z hospital thing.
Oh my God.
I couldn't believe it was serious. I thought it was like, is this supposed to be ironic? Is this supposed to not be funny? And the Mario characters in the court, I couldn't even follow it.
And they
like,
brought Grimes out, and she was just terrible.
And where's the humor? And I like Elon's mom. I like to see her come out. I've always been quite fond of her. But the rest of it, and his opening monologue was okay. It was okay. But the rest of it was just, couldn't get through it. It was tough.
Painful. It just goes to, it was one of those episodes where it just shows you that SNL has completely lost touch with, like, I used to love SNL. I used to look forward to every Saturday night or Sunday. I was young, so Sunday morning we'd watch it. And honestly, like, it's not funny anymore. It's cringy. It's one of those things that I can't even classify as comedy anymore, unless they have a really, really key guest on who kind of, like, you know.
Bill Burr, I liked. That was hilarious.
Love Bill Burr.
That was the funniest SNL thing in so long.
In a
I was
long
dying.
time, for sure.
The skit with Sprint. That was
Yeah.
the one that killed me. But I'm surprised that you guys didn't like Elon Musk on it. I thought he was pretty good. I mean, for a first-time actor.
There's a reason he's not an actor or a comedian. And SNL
The
showed
accent
us.
he was doing in the Gen Z hospital thing, what was he even going for there?
I don't know. It was a disaster.
That was the most Canadian thing, how you called them the Gen Z hospital, by the
Well,
way.
I said Gen Z the first time, and I didn't catch myself, and I didn't realize until a second after I said it. And I, on principle, try and always say "said."
That's good.
Just to prevent the American colonization of our language. You know?
In that sense, you're anti-colonization, right?
Well, in many senses,
Oh,
yes,
okay,
but that's
good.
one of them, yes.
Fair enough. You know, if you want to be an actor, though, you got to make sure to say Gen Z, because that's how they'll distinguish you as a
I know.
Canadian. But
I know.
do you want to be an actor?
No.
Well, then you're good. Okay. Then finally, let's move on to our final item in our weekly update, which is Spain versus Morocco. Now, Anna, this was a topic that you proposed because you find it very interesting. So I'm going to give a brief summary of what's going on, and then I'll let you explain to our viewers in more detail. So more than 8,000 migrants made it into the city of
Ceuta.
Thank you. An enclave in North Africa that is separated from the rest of Spain by the Mediterranean. But for most of them, it was a short-lived success. The surge of migrants crossing from Morocco into Spain came amid the chaos of a diplomatic spat between the two countries. What is going on? Anna, why don't you tell us?
Okay, so basically Morocco is having right now an issue with the occupation in West Sahara. So Spain is not acknowledging this. And also Spain and Morocco in general, let's say that they have been problematic neighbors since centuries, pretty much. And one of the interesting facts is that Morocco is pretty much the one blocking or, regulating immigrants from Africa, including sub-Saharan immigrants, crossing into Europe. Because, as you mentioned, there is a city that is basically in Africa, that is Ceuta, and they are like right next to Morocco. And what separates them is pretty much, it's not a wall even, like it's something else, but it's very, very militarized in general. And let's say that the Moroccan Sultan, they say like, you know what, you're not going to recognize my occupation? Okay, let's use these immigrants against you. And decided to open this up and let all these people cross and, unprotect this thing. And now the European Union is freaking out and Spain is freaking out and Spain has a really shitty government as well. So nothing collaborates there.
But what started this spat? Like, why?
Diplomatic tensions between both nations. Like, there is a lot of other things.
Was there a boiling point,
There's
though?
an area in North Africa called the Western Sahara, and Spain occupied that for a long time, and now it's kind of a point of contention between the two countries because it's right beside Morocco, but it used to be called Spanish Sahara, and it was always an issue, and there's just never been a good relationship between these two countries. And now, like Anna said, with the migrants coming in, there's a problem there because there's a lot of them, and Morocco saw this as an opportunity to kind of be
a bully.
vindictive towards Spain and just open the floodgates of undocumented immigrants coming in.
Wow. So what is the solution to this?
I don't know exactly what is the solution because, again, you're using human beings. So
it's tragic. They're drowning in the Mediterranean
exactly.
there. And their boats are capsizing. Many of them are on very makeshift, end of Titanic type watercrafts. And it's not a good situation for Spain. It's not a good situation for Morocco. And it's especially not a good situation for the migrants trying to come over.
Wow. So it's just an all-around upsetting situation. But what is the solution? Like, is there any sort of solution that you see happening?
Honestly, the solution will be, I don't know, maybe start imposing sanctions on Morocco.
I was just going to say. Yeah.
Like that's the only solution that comes to my mind. And it needs to be from the European bloc, not only Spain. Like the European bloc coming together and, this cannot be happening because you're using human lives as weapons.
Interesting. Do you think that that's similar to what's going on at the U.S.-Mexican border? They're using human lives?
Just imagine that the U.S. starts, just letting these immigrants come to Canada because they don't like Canadians anymore, and there are thousands and thousands.
Because these aren't Moroccan migrants, to be clear. These are migrants who came through Africa
exactly
to Morocco, and now Morocco is letting them go into Spain. And that's why it's such a despicable situation for Morocco, because it's not like their own people. They're using other people as pawns.
Wow. So it's a very upsetting situation. Christina, Tamar, anything to add? I mean,
you guys covered it off, but it's upsetting. But putting that in perspective, like, what if America just got mad at Canada one day and was like, okay, here's all these immigrants. Not a good situation.
Yeah.
Nobody's prepared for that. So, it's upsetting, but you guys covered it, so.
Okay. Well, in that case, let's move on to our main topic, which is the Raben Report's 100th episode special. Tonight is the series finale of the Raben Report. Yes, tonight we celebrate our 100th episode by taking a walk down memory lane with current and former main panelists of the show. We have got so much in store for you, including a contest for you, the viewers, as well as a trivia game for our panelists, and never-before-seen bloopers from some of our promo videos. Bloopers that nobody here except myself has seen, so all the panelists' reactions will be very genuine. Throughout the show, you'll also hear from the team about why they chose to be a part of the Raben Report, how they feel the show has changed over the years, and how the show has changed them. We'll also talk about some of our favorite episodes over the past 10 seasons, and we'll find out what's next for everyone on our team. Plus, we've got a contest just for you. There it is. Want to win a $100 Amazon gift card? All you have to do to be entered is comment on our live feed, and that's it. You'll automatically be entered in a giveaway courtesy of the Raben Report, and the winner will be announced tomorrow. At the end of the show, I also have a big surprise for the panel, as well as my final Raben rant that you do not want to miss. As always, we are live on Facebook, so make sure to comment on our feed to have your thoughts read live on air. So, without further ado, let's get started. This is the Raben Report's 100th episode special. Okay, Marshall, I'm going to start with you. Why did you join the show?
Well, if I'm being honest, because I liked the sound of my own voice a bit too much and thought I knew everything. When I saw your post on Facebook, it was in one of the Ryerson groups, if I'm not mistaken. I thought, wow, this is a good opportunity to show everybody how smart I am. And when I listened to the episodes on Spotify, the old episodes, and I hear myself from like season 1, 2, 3, I'm cringing, and I'm like, oh my God, why did I say that? I'm hearing stuff I would say about certain political issues, certain things I thought about various world leaders and my political philosophy, and thought, I'm thinking now, like, is that me? Am I listening to myself right now? But as the show went on, I matured, I developed a bit of humility, I learned a lot more, read a lot more, and realized that I didn't know everything, and frankly, I really didn't know a whole lot about anything. And I learned a lot through the show, and I developed a lot of confidence through the show, and I developed a lot of conversational and debate ability through the show, and that was all a massive benefit to me.
So what was going through your mind when you were sending that message? Because you were the first person that actually responded to me.
Yeah, so you said something along the lines of, I'm looking for a conservative, liberal, and a
NDP supporter.
NDP supporter. And I messaged you something like, well, I'm not a conservative, I'm a libertarian. Yep. I'm not a libertarian anymore, to be clear. But,
oh, no.
Are we just going to avoid the fact that you used to be an anarcho-communist?
Yes, and this was in high school. I proudly called myself an anarcho-communist in high school. I had a mohawk, all that. And so, yeah, it was I was thinking, like, you know, this is probably not going to happen. How is he going to find all these people to get along with from such different political stripes? And it ended up working out. And I really sent that message on a whim, not thinking much was going to come of it. Thinking maybe I'll do the one episode and see how it goes. And then found myself really enjoying it, really having a great time, and really gaining a lot from the experience.
Well, it was, you know, to your point about listening back to old episodes and cringing, you and me both. You and me both, because I was just starting out. This was my first time on camera, and I'm going, hi, this is...
Your confidence very noticeably stepped up through the seasons.
Oh, well, thank
you.
You
can hear it, even without the video, with just the audio. You can hear your confidence.
I agree in terms of, I mean, thank you for the compliment, and I will say I feel it in terms of the change over the years, because I felt more comfortable. And, you know, as much as back then I only had to manage the video, now I'm doing the video and audio, so people can't see that, but I'm controlling the video, the audio, the graphics, and hosting. And once I get in the groove of it, it's much easier, even in a new environment. And, you know, what impact has it had on you, the show, after the Raben Report? Like, what did you take away from it in your personal life and your career?
I can speak on the fly so much better now, and I can have political conversations that are more of like a debate without it turning into an argument. And that's something I had a hard time with before I came on the Raben Report. And now, when people start to get mad in a political discussion, they start to get angry or emotional. I was like, give me a break. Like, come on, I was doing this weekly. Nobody ever got upset. Never once.
No, we were all pretty.
And we would have very intense discussions. We would have discussions about very sensitive and intense topics, and we would get intense, but never angry, never upset at each other, never brought our feelings outside of the show.
Right.
And that's something that everybody should be able to do. If you can't have a political discussion with a friend or an acquaintance without, you know, absolutely slinging mud at them and getting angry with them and taking your feelings about the debate outside of the debate, you need to work on that before you're actually debating politics with people, because it's something that, you know, people get intense about, but it shouldn't go into malice. It shouldn't go into anger and hurt feelings.
Do you think that people would avoid it more if they had conversations like ours?
I think so, absolutely, yeah.
Do you think that without the show, you wouldn't have been able to have these conversations without malice or ill intent?
Well, I would hope that I would have matured anyway, but this definitely sped along that process. This was, you know, even if I could go myself without getting upset myself, I had a hard time not upsetting others, and there was probably a part of me that was doing that slightly on purpose, just to kind of get a rise out of people, just to be able to say, okay, you got emotional, so I won the debate here.
Do you consider yourself a shit disturber?
No, not anymore, but at one time, yes. A long time ago, never today. But no, I think that helped me take into account other people's feelings and allow me to have a lot more of a respectful dialogue, even if I am on the weaker side of the argument, especially then, because sometimes I am. And that's when it gets the hardest not to get emotional or angry.
And the only reason you left the show is because of your job, right?
Yeah.
And thankfully, you were able to come back in season 7. And here you are on the finale. So thank you for coming back. Thank you for being a part of the show for 3 years.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's been a wonderful experience. It really was such a core part of my university experience. And, you know, it wasn't always Tuesdays, and it certainly wasn't. It was usually mornings, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Tuesday at 11, then Wednesday at 11, then Thursday at 11, and then with season 6, when we come to Tamar, it became Tuesdays at 1 p.m.
Yeah. And, you know, just having that as a core part of my week, every week, almost every week at least, it was something that really came to define me as well as my university experience. People would see me at Ryerson parties and at events and be like, oh, yeah, I seen you on that show. And, you know, that's me. Sometimes that led to people wanting to get into politics with me, which is the last thing I'm looking to do, 9 p.m. on a Friday, Saturday night, but most of the time it was just like kind of an aside, but it was always very cool to be recognized from something, you know, that I'm just doing out of enjoying it.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you so much.
And thank you.
And in regards to season 6, we now go to our panelist from season 6, and that's Tamar. Tamar, you joined the show last minute, and why'd you do that?
The truth is because you forced me to.
Well, this is slander.
I'm joking. Elliot and I'm trying to think if we were friends back then.
We kind of knew each other, and we started to become closer, especially in second year. Like, I found you very intelligent and very interesting, and then when we started to have conversations, I was like, okay, wow, she's really cool, and now I have a friend, and then.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. When you reached out to me to fill in last minute, I had a lot of time, so I'm like, sure. I'd watched your show from time to time. I loved to shit disturb and kind of, listen in on the conversations, give my opinion, even if, it wasn't necessarily the popular opinion or whatnot. But so when you asked me to join, I was, excited. It was an opportunity. Never say no to an opportunity. And so it was great. It was amazing to kind of be first of all, I think I was the only woman on the panel, right?
As a main panelist,
right.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's why I joined the show. Now I remember. I remember you needed me to be your token female. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I remember now.
It works. It's important at Ryerson.
I know. I mean, it's crazy. I didn't even think about it now because we have, a more
Look
diverse
at this diversity.
a more diverse panel now. But back then. So it was definitely an interesting experience, getting to hear different people's opinions and getting to express my opinions. So definitely great conversations and great topics that, I got to research that I never was into. I was always in, I did my undergrad, same as you, in media production. Yep. And I wasn't so involved in all these, world politics and different things going on. But to be able to learn more about them was amazing.
Yeah, it was, we literally did the photo shoot the day before we premiered. Do you remember that?
That's crazy. I don't even remember because I feel like everything in media is always kind of,
it's a blur.
Yeah, right?
I to your point, I can't believe we're at episode 100. Like, we've been doing this for 5 years, and here we are, episode 100. So what did you take away from the show?
I just think, to kind of echo what Marshall said, is the ability to have conversations with people that maybe you don't agree with without getting emotional. And I think it was so funny. I know I was watching on Facebook one of the episodes, but I'll save that special moment for later on in the show. But there was a really intense conversation going on, and I felt myself getting angry. If I was, it was a political debate. It was the topic of abortion, and I was getting
abortion. Oh, this was probably in feminism episode, right?
Maybe.
Or Sex and Society, one of those two.
Okay,
I remember that episode.
Yeah, there was a topic that came up. Anyway, I just remember getting so angry watching from home. And I stopped myself and I was like, why am I getting mad?
Were you on the show?
No, I wasn't. I was watching. It was this year.
Men versus
It was
women.
that episode.
No, I wasn't here. If I was here, that would have been very funny. I don't know what would have happened. But just going back there, it's so... The fact that I felt myself getting angry, such a typical, lefty millennial that can't, hold their feelings, they have to resort to, name calling and getting angry and emotional. And I was like, yeah, this is really odd. I can take a step back. And I think that being on a panel with people from so many different diverse political opinions, I've learned not to get emotional, like Marshall said, on these kinds of topics. You're just talking politics. You don't have to get emotional.
Yeah. Well, once again, thank you so much for being a part of Season 6. It was truly one of the most memorable seasons, in my opinion. Now we move on to Christina, my next victim. You came on for the first time as a guest in Season 2. Yes. So that's when you met Marshall, you met myself, you're friends with Adam. And then you came on for a summer special. Then you came on for another election special. Then you came on for the Raben Report's 50th episode special. And finally, then you came on for the feminism episode. And then you came on for the latest federal election.
Okay.
And after that, so 5 specials across the season. So you've met pretty much everyone in the panel.
I think there's only one panelist I haven't met.
Who?
He was towards the
Oh,
end.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan.
Yeah.
You didn't meet Jordan, but he didn't last very long.
Yeah.
But you managed to meet everyone and be a part of the show for so long. So when I approached you and I said, would you be interested in becoming a main panelist, what was going through your mind?
I can't remember exactly what I said, but I'm pretty sure it was excitement. I think I was really excited. I loved coming on as a guest, and I was a fan of the show, and Adam and I we've known each other for ages. We went to school high school together, lived on the same street. So we had a long friendship, and he really, brought me into this space, and I just I just really enjoyed the conversations.
So when obviously it was a bit of a challenge coming up to Vaughan after work, but you made it work, and are you happy you made it work?
Yes, I definitely had my moments where I was like, this is, especially, I've changed jobs now. I've got a new job, but especially when I was, averaging like 50 hours a week, and I was tired, and my work hours were long. So it was definitely, I had my moments where I was like, I don't know why I think I can balance this kind of thing, but I did, and I'm glad I did, because I love it. So.
Well, I am very glad you loved it. So what did you take away from the show? Considering this is the last episode, over the last year you've been a main panelist, and over the last 4 years you were a guest so many times.
I definitely, in the same boat as Marshall, have learned a lot about myself politically. I'm coming out of the Raben Report, not a left-wing extremist. So
that's what you started as.
I started as, I was essentially a socialist, couldn't get more left than me, and I am absolutely not in that place anymore. So I'm leaving the show with, I think, more stable, reasonable political views. I mean, I'm still the token lefty. I still get dragged by the conservatives, but I definitely have learned a lot, and I feel I'm coming out of it feeling smarter, the way that I can have conversations with people. I don't get angry anymore. And I luckily came to that realization on my own. I was able to, before coming on the show, I was starting to make some changes in terms of politics. I was getting more into, Jordan Peterson and that sort of thing. So I started to make the change, and then by the time you asked me to join the panel, I was like, I think I'm in a stable place where I can come on and have a conversation and not get emotional or overly upset. And if I do, I'll just go cry in the car about it. I'm not going to do it while we're having our debate.
So the question we're all wondering, did you ever cry in your car after?
No, luckily I did not. No.
Okay, good. So one thing, you mentioned that you used to be like a raging leftist and you became less left. Why?
Because I don't think that it's healthy to be an extreme on either side. I think that being extremely right is dangerous, and I think being extremely left is just as dangerous, which may be controversial. But I didn't want to be part of this group anymore that preached tolerance, but yet was so intolerant of opposing views. I couldn't put myself into that group anymore. I didn't want to be that person who couldn't hear somebody else's opinion. I didn't want to be that woman who hated all men, who thought that, all men had these terrible traits and they were all predators, and this is really where my thinking was going, that I was yes, all men are the problem. The only people who know what they're talking about are the people on the left. We can add as many letters as we want to LGBTQ+, because why not? And we can control your language and tell you what to think and tell you what to say. And I was done with that. And I realized how healthy it was to actually listen and talk to people who, even if you disagree with them, that's the only way that you learn. And I wasn't learning anything being such a leftist. I wasn't developing. I wasn't learning anything. I was stuck in this bubble of I'm a victim and everyone around me is a victim. And so I'm glad I got out of that. And I think this show, obviously, even just over the past, past 2 seasons that we've done, have definitely evolved even more.
And what are you going to take away after the show is done? What are you taking from the show with you into your personal life, into your career?
That, well, like I was saying, that having conversations with people and healthy debate is a good thing, that you're allowed to disagree with people in all aspects of your life, even if it's not political. You're allowed to have disagreements with people, and it doesn't have to be the end of the world. People argue, people disagree. And I've learned to listen more. I definitely had a problem of hearing something I didn't like and blocking it out. And I think, it's dangerous. And I've learned so much by allowing myself to open up and listen to people,
Mm-hmm.
It's also very refreshing to be able to have a conversation with somebody who I maybe disagree with completely, and I don't get mad at what they're saying, which I've never experienced before. And now I can disagree with someone and it doesn't infuriate me like it did before. So I definitely think in terms of just conversation and my relationships and how I approach things, I'm going to be...
So it's really changed you as a person.
For sure. And I mean, and like I said, I was making these changes on my own before the show, and the show just really kind of allowed me to launch myself into who I think I should be.
Well, it's been quite a ride with you as well, between having you as a guest, then becoming a main panelist. When I tell you the amount of episodes you've been on later, you're going to be surprised, I think. Finally, I move on to dear sweet Anna, who takes the TTC and then an Uber. And you were first a guest. I actually met you through Marshall, technically, because Marshall knows Priyank, and Priyank connected me to you for the episode on Venezuela. And that's when you came on the first time. It was the first pre-recorded episode we've ever done. And Tamar was there, and Marshall was there, and I was there. Christina wasn't.
Ruben was there.
Huh?
My husband was there.
Your husband.
Yes, I debated your husband. I remember that. I hope he's good.
Oh, he's so good. He's so good.
I remember you got pissed at me for saying he was your husband on air.
I
but
did.
That's fine.
I totally did.
That was exactly what I was just thinking.
I know. I was thinking that on my way here, but it was also just because I'm a huge shit disturber. I wasn't actually pissed at you. I just thought it would be funny. But anyways, I apologize.
I know. You loved to antagonize me during the show. You were the first person to actually do that. Thankfully, Marshall didn't stoop that low. But Anna, you came on for that episode, and then you came on for our feminism episode because you have such a different position from a lot of women. And after that, it was pretty quiet. That was season 5 or season 6. Season 7, season 8 happened, and then Jerome was on the show, and Jerome had to stop being on the show due to his work commitments. Ford, I'm looking at you, and we had asked you to come on as a guest. And you did. And then in the car ride, I said, hey, Anna, do you think you'd want to do this full time? And you said, I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, have you seen all the TTC, man? Like the ride, the Uber. Oh my God, no. I had to literally I need to meditate this. I need to think through this.
So when you obviously didn't give me an answer right away in the car, but when you went home and you thought about it, why'd you say yes?
Because I have so many opinions. I have so many things to say, and I love debating, and I love, discussing certain topics with people. And, my environment was already a corporate environment. I don't get to discuss these kind of things with my coworkers. And many of my other friends are not really into any of this. And I thought, you know what? This is going to be interesting. This is going to be nice. And also, it was going to be challenging. It was a challenging situation because even right now, I still feel intimidated because, discussing another language that is not Spanish for me has been really difficult.
And honestly, it blows me away how eloquently you speak in English. Like, I wouldn't be able to do this in French.
Oh, I mean, I couldn't do it in Spanish, but that's because my Spanish is absolutely garbage.
I'm probably not even doing it justice in English. So you coming here and speaking in not your mother tongue on a show weekly for an hour is truly incredible. And I think, first of all, I'm so grateful that you said yes, because that was something that worried you, especially, looking back. You're like, oh, I don't know about my accent and all that. But honestly, you've had nothing to worry about. But obviously, when you were making that decision, that came into your mind, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Not as much as, the fact that I needed to come to Vaughan. That was the first thing in my mind. But yes, the accent. And I was very nervous when I attended for the topic of Venezuela. I was like, oh my God, they're all gringos. What am I going to do there? What am I doing here? And then I met Daniel and he was like, oh yeah, I'm from Guatemala. I'm like, he's another Latino. Okay, this is fine. And yes, but it was very intimidating.
And I mean, you obviously, we got a lot of traction because of that episode on Venezuela. And I think that, we didn't think much of it at the time. We thought, okay, Anna's Venezuelan. She's going to come and talk on the show. And Tamar's husband was going to defend socialism. And you told him, no, I lived through it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I say to any person who says that socialism is a good idea. That's the first thing that I try to explain. When I think that they're very no, dogmatic, no, this is what I support. Okay, I have an apartment completely empty in Valencia, Venezuela. I will give to the keys of my apartment a one-way ticket to Venezuela and live the experience. Then you tell me if you like it.
Wow. And I think that all, I mean, I got away from the whole socialist ideology a while ago, but then just the confirmation that I got from listening to Anna's experience, all the rest of us do is talk about it and theorize how shitty it would be. Mm-hmm. Rarely do we get to talk to somebody who literally lived it and had a terrible experience. So, I mean, it's having you on the show, totally validated that, that it may sound nice in theory, but it doesn't work in real life, and it really hurts people.
And there is a very interesting experience for me. Unfortunately, when you go through these kind of shitty situations in your own country, it is not good. It is something that I don't wish to anybody. But for example, 2 weeks ago, I had another podcast with a friend from Peru.
Yeah, you're getting very popular in the podcast sphere.
Thank you. And in Peru, they're having an election, and one of the candidates is a hardcore socialist and Marxist. And now they're telling us, telling me about your experience, Anna, what you're going through. And it's nice that at least people, they get to listen and maybe get another perspective from a person who actually live in that place. So they don't go through the same thing,
And we wanted to do an episode on socialism, and it just didn't work out. The guests, kept canceling, and
you couldn't find Ruben to be on it again.
No, it was Shavuot, so we couldn't. Well, I asked you, right?
Maybe. I mean, also just to defend my husband, he's not actually a socialist. I just want to say, he, is a poli-sci major, and so
he can see the sides to the discussion.
So not to invalidate obviously your experiences. I think when he came on, it was very is more about debate than actually strongly believing in socialism.
And that's a good exercise, I think, to be able to defend something that you don't necessarily believe in, argue something you don't believe in, or just people talk a lot about how annoying it is when people play devil's advocate in class, and it is.
Oh my God!
In a university lecture, just to play devil's advocate. No, shut up. But there is something to it. To be fair, there is something to it, to exploring a side that you don't agree with or that you don't even think is feasible. And, I find myself doing that a lot, especially once I have a couple beers in me, if I'm out with more conservative friends. And I'm like, what if we nationalized the auto industry? What if? But it's a good exercise for the mind.
Tune in next week where we talk about nationalizing the auto industry. So lastly, to Anna, you obviously are very sad about this show ending, probably almost as sad as I am. And what are you going to take away from it after the show's done? You've obviously become so popular in the podcast sphere already. Don't tell us about your future plans, but what are you going to take from this show?
From the show, I take confidence. Confidence in debating in a language that is not my mother tongue. Confidence in discussing theories and ideas that, you know, I used to find intimidating in the past. And, you know, also, like, now on my family, they feel more motivated to learn English because of the podcast, believe it or not, because now people from Venezuela are also watching.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's actually one of my best friends. She texted me, like, I cannot believe it's the last episode. We need more podcasts like this one. And I'm like, oh.
I mean, you obviously have the knowledge and you have the potential. So whatever you decide to do in the future, we will always support you. So that is the end of getting to know our panelist. Let's see what's next over here. Let me just do that. What's over here? Oh, I see what's next. Oops. Okay, now I know what's next. Okay, as you can tell, it's been a busy day. Haven't had much time to rehearse, but we're going to talk about some summer bloopers. So, Marshall, you, Adam, Daniel, and I had the pleasure of shooting our very first promo video for our summer special on the Ontario provincial elections.
I remember it well.
You do? Oh, well, you are about to remember a lot. Or maybe it'll jog your memory. So
Okay.
So here, right now, you are going to see never before seen bloopers from our promo shoot. Get ready, y'all. Oh my God, not that. Okay. Not that. There we go. Anyway, we need to do an election special. The Raben Report election special, isn't it?
No.
We need to do an election special. I don't even know my lines.
Well, in my country, we have a little saying in Spanish, and it goes a little like this. El camarón que no sabe correr va a comenzar a caminar. Yeah. Serious shit, bro.
You gotta say Viva Mexico.
Oh my God, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna put like a paragraph of like text.
Yeah, like that. A paragraph.
And it's just gonna scroll up the screen.
Yes, I was thinking that. According to all the laws of aviation, we should not be able to fly when we're such a small.
Okay, ready? And
Do you think there's any alternative to the Horvath is certainly not a
I was gonna say something.
I just feel like it sounds kind of forced, like a forced pun.
okay, so what kind of pun should I make? Okay, guys, let me catch you up. Win, no win, Ford is better as a car, and Andrea Horvath isn't that horrible. Get it? Horvath? Horrible? Maybe also say, why is this here?
Yes.
Oh, what is this? I forget about this.
Hey, I'm Jewish too, okay? Well, that, Christina?
Oh my God, that was way too good.
That
When
was-
when it panned out to you with the nose, oh my God, it reminded me of the scene from Borat, or Borat 2, where he walks into the synagogue. I'm crying. That Pinocchio nose, oh my God.
Tamar, that's what caught you off guard.
Oh my God, yeah, I was totally not expecting that. Totally not. Wow.
Yeah, well, I guess you didn't see the promo.
I guess I didn't. I guess I wasn't watching the show back then. Sorry.
That's okay. I'll cry later in the car. Marshall, you were there during that shoot. Are the memories coming back?
Yeah, I'm on a verge of tears here from how hard I'm laughing. I I remember that well, and we spent so long in that room in the SLC, and it was so hot in there with all the lighting setups, and I'm absolutely dying. I was hungry, and that script was just such a... it was hilarious, but it was so hard to do because it was like really making a fool out of myself, all of us, and that... The thing with the Groucho Marx mask and the Mag and David on you, that I remember as being the funniest thing about the whole thing. And Adam reluctantly talking about his mother kicking his tuchus. And
Was that season 1?
No,
that was season. That was going into after season 4. That was after season 2.
It was certainly summer 2018.
Summer 2018,
which would have probably put it season 4. If I'm not mistaken.
I think so, yeah. Season 4, that was a special, because that was our first promo video. We did the photo shoot with Kara. Thank you, Kara, for our first photos. And that was... We got kicked out. We didn't even finish. Yeah. But I still made it work through movie magic.
Yes, and it worked well. And, the funniest part, looking back, is the fact that we got Daniel, or Hugo, as I know him by, as like Mexican, which is like his family's Central American, so it's kind of close.
I love the stereotype. The amount of times I had to play the Mexican. Yeah.
And then Adam was a Jewish guy, which is accurate. And then there was nothing really for me. I'm just more or less just an old stock Canadian, so I was like a Southern U.S. guy, and there was a scene in that where I'm asking if, in the actual one, am I supposed to be Texan or Louisianan?
What's your motivation?
What's my motivation was my question.
And
so funny,
the amount of rewrites that we did during that shoot.
Oh, yeah, on the fly. And I think we really did a good job rewriting on the fly. A lot of the time you do stuff on the fly, it doesn't turn out well, and I think that turned out really well.
Well, one of the rewrites you just saw on screen was when we were rewriting that joke about Andrea Horvath, and they said, Andrea Horvath isn't that horrible, and that was them laughing at my dad jokes, which happens on this show as well. In this season, I'm well known for that, among many things, man of many talents. But does it bring back some nostalgia?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I remember that day so well, and looking back at it, I do actually go back and watch the finished product, that actual promo here and there, whenever it comes up in my Facebook memories. It's been 3 years now. We're coming up on the 3rd anniversary of that promo, of that episode of the Raben Report, and I always get a kick out of it, and I'm always getting people somehow finding it and sending it to me. And I think
one of those.
I think Anna sent it to me a while back.
Because it's my favorite.
And it happens more often than you'd think. People just going, "Hey, I found this video of you," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's me."
As someone who hasn't experienced it, Christina and Anna, we've got some bloopers coming up of us.
No, please.
I already know how brutal it's going to be because I remember filming that and how long it took, and I couldn't. Oh my God, we'll talk about it after. But
we are going to talk about it after. Yeah. And Tamar, you got lucky. You're not in any promo video.
Oh, you're not going to show that RTA project you did when we did like Take
Oh God. Oh God. Yeah. Oh, no. No, that's not happening.
That was so good.
Well, you did really well on that. You really did. So it is 8:05, and You know what we're going to do? I just want to say hello and welcome back to the Raben Report's 100th episode special. I'm your host, Elliot Raben. And if you're just joining us, our panel is about to play a game. And it is called Who Said That? So this is the first ever game that our panel will play live on the show. The way the game works is that each panelist has 5 cue cards, each with our names on them. I will read a quote and that was said on a previous show, and my panelists will have 15 seconds to decide who they think said that quote. Once time is up, they will hold up their card to the camera, and I will announce the answer, or you'll see it on screen. The panelist with the most correct answers wins, and the winner will receive... I left this sentence blank because you will get nothing.
I knew it.
I had a feeling.
It's okay. It's okay. Remember the surprise at the end. That's your winning. So you're all winners. Participation trophies.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so let's
it's too bad there's no Sam card because I feel like those would be the easiest to get. Love you, buddy.
That's a good one. But luckily, I made it a little easier for you guys. So like I said, the only quotes that have been said are by the people in this room. Because I was like, maybe I should throw in somebody from other episodes, but no, we're gonna keep it there. Okay, so let us begin. What's gonna happen here? Okay, so the first question. Are you ready for this? Everybody focus. The first question. I personally know people who will justify women being mistreated or referred to as sexual objects. And to say that that's not rape culture isn't fair. Your time starts now. Okay.
Nobody.
Yeah, okay, so obviously hold the card closer to your face because the lighting is going to destroy it. Okay, so we're going to start with Christina. What is your response?
I feel like that's definitely something I would have said.
Okay, Anna, hold it up. Christina and Marshall. I can't see it. Christina. And Tamar, Christina. And the answer is Christina.
Yay! We
So
all
you
win.
You all got that right. Let me actually, I got to keep score.
I'm
please.
literally doing that right now.
Oh,
Don't
thank
worry
God.
about it.
You
Yeah.
are saving my life. Okay. That was question 1. Let's move on to question 2. You ready, guys? Porn is biological, psychological warfare, and most importantly, friends, it's a sin. Your 15 seconds starts now.
That's like an inspirational quote.
Porn rehab.
Okay, and the answer is Marshall. Episode 6, season 6, episode 5, Sex and Society.
I remember. Oh my god.
Me and
Guys.
Tamar got a bit heated about that topic. I remember very well, and that is my number one, probably favorite moment of the show. I think I didn't even think it was that funny when I said it, and people still bring it up.
It was
So intense how you said it. It was just like so like rehearsed.
It was not rehearsed.
I
Actually.
know, but it sounded so rehearsed. I was dying. Oh my god.
When I read the "It's a Thing," I'm like,
And most importantly, friends, it's a sin.
and you just know Marshall said it because that's why I gave you guys kind of a hint. I said porn is biological, psychological warfare, and most importantly, friends, it's a sin.
Is that how I sound?
That is, I guess, how you sound. I mean, we all
that was
agreed.
pretty good. That
We
was
all
pretty
agreed. Okay, that was question 2. Let's move on to question 3. So I gave you 2 easy ones. Now it's going to get a little more complicated. A little more complicated, okay? But I'm glad you guys are enjoying this game because I was worried. But okay, here we go. You're not always going to get your way. Your time starts now.
I have no idea.
I'm pretty proud of the music. Okay, so let me go through the answers one more time. So Christina says Marshall, and Anna says Tamar, Marshall says Tamar, and Tamar says Anna. Okay, hold your cards up. Keep holding them up just so I can see. Okay, and the answer is me.
Oh
no!
I should have.
We all lost.
Obviously.
I know. I should have. Yeah. It was.
Wow.
It's obvious looking back.
Is it? It's obvious when you see the answer. But
Yes, of course.
Yes, I in fact said that. When did I say it? I said episode 508. So I think that was that was the migrant crisis. And I don't remember what we were talking about, but it took me a while to figure out some quotes that nobody would guess. So
That's a really hot take. You're not always going to get your way.
Thank you.
So, divisive and difficult to say.
And very difficult for you guys to guess. Hi, I tricked you guys. I'm so glad. I tricked you guys. Nobody's going to get a perfect score except me. But that was my attempt at singing. But anyway, let's move on to our next quote. Oh. If you give more power to the government, it is more likely that they will become corrupt. Your time starts now. Okay, all of you said Anna, and the answer is Anna, season 6, episode 2, about Venezuela.
Of course, that's me sharing wisdom with the world, as usual.
Wow, that's that kind of sounded like Anna, but you all got it. Okay, so everybody's at 3 points so far. It's a 4-way tie. Let's move on to the next one. There's 11 questions, by the way. 10 plus a bonus.
Love it.
Now knowing the extent of that, I don't think the same people who voted for Trump back then are going to be voting for him again. Your time starts now. Okay, keep holding up your cards. So we got Marshall, Christina, and Marshall. And the answer is Tamar.
Whoa! What? I don't even remember. I don't even remember the context that was in.
It was in regards to episode 607. I think that was the Democrats. We talked about now knowing the extent of that. I don't think the same people who voted for Trump back then are going to be voting for him again. That was you. So nobody got that point? Nobody?
What was that in reference to?
That was about Trump's re-election, and we were talking about the Democrats, the Democratic Party.
But what did we not know that we now know the extent of?
Well, we were talking about his previous years and how the Democrats had to work towards defeating him.
I think I'm remembering that it was bouncing off a point that I was making where I said that there's a certain demographic that was almost entirely voting for Trump. It was like white working class men, generally non-college educated, and you had said that you didn't think Trump had done what he needed to do to retain that vote. I'm pretty sure. I've got a pretty decent memory. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, but I could be wrong.
Well, we do appreciate the audience playing along in the comments. You're welcome to play along because this is a fun game. Our panelists are clearly enjoying it. So far, nobody got that point, right, Christina?
No.
Nobody. Okay, so it's still a 4-way tie. Come on, someone's got to win.
Christina, stop looking at my answers. I see you doing it every time.
I look at everyone's answers and I'm like,
I'm the only one not cheating.
I'm not cheating. I'm just getting some inspiration.
You're doing your due diligence, your research, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So we got a cheater in the room, but it's fine. Let's move on to the next question, which is, it's bad timing to promise more money than you can provide. Your 15 seconds starts now. Okay, so hold up your cards again. So we got Elliot.
I didn't cheat this time.
I believe you.
I cheated off of you, though, so it's fine.
So we got Elliot, Anna, and Elliot. Okay, and the answer is Anna.
I believe in myself and my wisdom again.
Damn, Anna's
I was
in the
close
lead.
to guessing you, but...
Yeah,
you know
it
what
was
you should
between
try?
Elliot
You should try
and-
cheating.
Well, I don't want to. I would feel bad if I did.
You should just be like Tamar and I. Don't feel bad about it.
Just do it. Yeah.
All right, if you insist.
Yeah, that was episode 1006. I don't even remember what that was.
I think I kind of remember, and it was about Joe Biden.
Yes, Joe Biden.
And it was something like about the money.
$1,400 stimulus check.
Exactly. Yeah, that
That's
was
the
it.
one. Yeah, it was, and I was thinking I was going to maybe layer the questions like in terms of chronologically, like the earlier quotes, but then I'm like, no, I'm going to mess with my panelists,
Of course.
Exactly.
which adds to the game. Okay, let's move on to the next question. You don't have to be a great speaker to get into somewhere, and your time starts now. Okay, once again, you don't have to be a great speaker to get into somewhere. The answer, or actually, let's see, Tamar, Elliot, Marshall. The answer is Elliot.
Anna, you're killing us.
Killing it.
Do you remember the context?
Yes, I was talking about RTA. So this was episode 803. This was
Free tuition.
Free tuition. You were there, and we were talking about getting into my program, RTA, media production, and
I knew it was from that episode.
right, because it makes sense. You were there, but it was in regards to we were talking about. There's a longer quote, but I couldn't fit the whole thing in. But I said, you don't have to be a great speaker to get into somewhere. I know people who are not great speakers and got in and they're terrible in the program, and people who aren't great speakers that got in and who are great. So that was the context behind that one. So what's the score right now, Christina?
Anna's winning.
Bye.
She's got 5 points. The rest of us have 3.
Okay. Well, I have 6, but no, who's counting?
I mean, you don't really have points because you know
You're
all
not
the
allowed to
answers.
play. You can't play with us.
Feels like childhood. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. Different does not mean unequal. Your time starts now.
She's trying to cheat again.
Just hold up 2.
Okay, we got some cheaters in the room.
No, I was I didn't know what to choose. I was panicking.
Yeah.
This is the first and last ever live game on the show, as you can tell. We can't be doing this, guys. Okay. Different does not mean unequal. Let me see the answers again. We got Tamar, Marshall, and Tamar. And the answer is Tamar.
Yup.
Wow. I'm doing poorly.
What was that in reference to?
Okay, episode 609, that was feminism.
Feminism. Knew it.
Right. No, totally. I feel like that came from a book. I feel like, not Lord of the Flies. What's one of those books you have to read in high school?
The Giver?
50 Shades of
No.
Grey.
Oh. Okay, definitely not that. No, it was either, oh my gosh. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, A Brave New World.
No. It's, okay, Animal Farm.
1984.
Yes, 1984. I think. Yeah.
That sounds right.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that was, we were talking about feminism, and that was a good one, I think, to put out there. And I was like, oh, wow, that's a good quote. Different does not mean unequal, because that was, Tamar, that was you in regards to the differences between the two genders.
I'm trying to find where that quote came from. Sorry. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. Okay, yeah, it was. It was Animal Farm.
Animal Farm. Okay. Isn't that a game?
No, it's a book.
It's a book.
It's a book.
I actually highly recommend it. It'd be really interesting to
I have a
read it
lot of
now.
books to read once the show is done, and you know which ones. A lot of, not self-help books, but a lot of empowerment.
Oh, I thought you were going to say erotica or something. That's why you weren't.
Why do you think I mentioned
because
50 Shades of Grey?
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, let's move on to the next question. In my own personal experience, I do think women naturally are softer. Your time starts now. Okay, you didn't see him on screen when I read that, so I'm going to do it again. In my own personal experience, I do think women naturally are softer. Hold up your cards. Christina says Christina, Elliot, Anna. Christina, Elliot, Anna. Okay, and the answer is... The answer is... Christina.
I really thought I'd be doing better at this game.
I feel like we have to just follow whatever Anna's doing because she's clearly winning.
Yeah, just everybody cheat off of it.
That's unfair.
No, we won't. I promise we won't.
I didn't run away from socialism for this.
Oh.
I kind of knew. Yeah, I remember saying that, and actually a couple people getting upset with me.
Yeah, this was, I'm just looking at the screen.
Well, I was really hoping it wasn't me. I saw it, I'm thinking, oh my god, was that me?
No, please.
I would have been so mad with Elliot if it was me for putting that up there. thank God there's enough episodes of the Raben Report that most of the embarrassing stuff I've said gets buried in all the episodes, and because there is stuff I come across.
Oh yeah, there.
Nothing incriminating, thankfully. Nothing that like is gonna ever get me fired from a job, thankfully. But stuff that if somebody came across,
I feel like this one's pretty bad. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
Christina is fired
Jesus
tomorrow.
Christ, don't say that. I've already had my career threatened. So
Oh yeah. Well,
Oh, boy.
people have tried to cancel us so many times.
Please, whoever employs me, don't fire me. I'm a good person. I work hard.
Yeah, but she's a cheater. So this is fun. I like this. Maybe I should become a game show host.
Yeah.
I'm having a lot of fun with
You should
this
take
one.
over Jeopardy.
Jeopardy. Oh, nobody can do him justice though. Nobody can.
it's true. It's a curse.
Yeah.
Anderson Cooper, who I'm generally not all that fond of. Like I don't hate him like a lot of people do, but I don't like him. I thought he actually did okay on Jeopardy, and people were just absolutely destroying him. They were showing him.
And you shouldn't hate him. I like Anderson Cooper. Look,
I'm very much neutral on him. Like I don't think he's anything special. I like his hair. I think he does
Yeah.
gray really well, or white,
Yeah.
I suppose. But
he's one of those older men who just flawless.
You can't have him. Second of
Okay.
all, would you prefer his hair over Pauly D's?
For myself,
I mean, as a preference.
as a preference, I'm gonna go with Anderson Cooper.
Anderson Cooper.
I'd
Paul-
rather have somebody with a very, very shiny bald head than Pauly
Yum.
D.
Okay. Let's talk about. Here's a quote that's not in the game. His hair. It just scares me. His that big hair. Who said that? Christina about Pauly D.
I think it was me.
And you could have won yourself free tickets to a pizza festival. And who was the performer? Pauly D. Yeah, Pauly D. I'm good.
Yeah, I would have turned down the
Turned down for what?
opportunity. Not quite.
Not quite. I told you this is my dad jokes. Okay, let's move on to the next question. I don't even know what number we're at, but we're almost done. Okay, next question. Looking at these polls, very, very pessimistic for Trump. However, I'm not going to rule out a Trump victory. Your 15 seconds starts now.
Hey! Hey!
Sorry, I
That
don't
should
know.
only count for half a point if she gets
I don't
one
know
of
where
them.
you got that idea. Your 15 seconds is up. Who do you decide? We got a room full of cheaters over here.
Hey, please,
We're
some
just making
respect.
Okay, so let's go around the room. So, Christina, Marshall, Elliot. Okay. And the winner is the person who said that. Hold on a second.
Neither.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, something like
Wait,
that.
who is it? Is it a trick question?
I'm going home.
Yep.
Can't even guess my own quotes. This is
Yeah,
a
that's a
disaster.
disappointment.
That's why I had to get your shot ready because that was bad.
And I knew
It sounds like you. Hold
I
on,
know
let-
it sounds like me, but I was thinking this was for this is obviously for the
2016 election. Yeah.
election.
This is
But
season 1.
I was thinking 2020 is why I didn't guess it.
You
I'm
know that
thinking-
I actually thought it was going to be me, but then I saw the language that you use and like, no, that's not me.
yeah.
Language is important, but that's I had to be careful not to read it like that. Let me read it like Marshall. You know, looking at these polls, very, very pessimistic for Trump. However, I'm not going to rule out a Trump victory. How's that?
That was good. That was good.
That was
Actually,
great.
that was very good, I would say.
Thank you. I have to do I'm not going to rule out a Trump victory.
I do that. Absolutely.
You do that.
I'm a guy who's easy to do impressions of, obviously, because this is something that happens to me all the time. Anytime I start a new job or I'm with a new circle of people, somebody's doing an impression of me. And it's just, this doesn't happen to everybody. It happens to me all the time.
Wow. Okay. Let's move on to our next question. I wonder if this is the last one, but I'll probably remember. Okay. If we want race to stop being a thing, then we should stop focusing so much on race. Your time starts now. Okay, let's hold up your answers. Anna, 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 and Anna. Anna, the answer is Anna.
Finally.
It's because they cheated on me. They saw me picking up the paper with so much confidence, and they were like,
No.
No, I just feel like no one else would have said that.
Yeah. I was
Like, it was
really stuck between it being either Anna or Marshall, but
no, I thought
had
for
a
a moment about you. Because in the episode about diversity and inclusion, you also said something similar, and I was like, oh.
yeah.
Well, we had a comment that guessed Morgan Freeman.
What?
He
I
did say
love
he did
Morgan
say that once.
Freeman. Yeah.
He did say that at one point. Yeah.
Wait.
So
Oh.
he
Yeah,
did.
he said.
Yeah,
He
he
did.
in a Jake Tapper interview, he said that.
Okay, but this game is about the people on this show, and I don't think you ever had Morgan Freeman on.
Actually,
your show.
I
he
wish.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, he was on the show.
He was.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
I guess
This
I wasn't
is-
watching that episode.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, this is before you started watching.
It didn't get that many views, so.
This is it's a,
He's a family friend of mine. So.
You're a family friend of God? Oh
Yeah,
my
I was
God.
just gonna say that. I was just gonna
Of
say.
course.
Wow.
okay. Sorry, I keep taking a while to switch between people. I only have 4 fingers and 5 cameras. So okay, I think that was the last one. Let me just check. Yes, that was the last one. Okay, and what were the results of that, Christina?
Of course.
Let's talk about
Okay.
from last to first place.
Okay. In last place, we have Marshall. In second last place, we have Tamar. In the runner-up is myself, Christina
Miss
Mandiola.
Chile.
Please hold the applause. And our winner, the queen, Miss
Is
Miss
Anna.
Venezuela, Anna. Congratulations.
Wow. Let's all clap.
Venezuela didn't win the Miss Universe, but at least we make it, okay? Into this.
And I didn't have any music for this, so da 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 da. There you go. You win. Okay. Well, that was an exciting. How much time did that take? That was an exciting 10 minutes, I think. I think that was probably the highlight of the show, but there's a lot more to come. There is a lot more to come. Okay. So, as I mentioned, welcome back to the show. Our panelists just played a riveting game that Anna won. It was called Who Said That? Okay, so coming up this hour, we have also got more bloopers from our... There we go. Coming up this hour, we have got some more bloopers from season 9 and 10. And from our season 10 promo, I should say, as well as a chat with our panel about their favorite shows over the past 10 seasons. And make sure to stay until the end for a special surprise for the team and my final Raben rant. Okay, before we go any further, I do want to remind our audience of a great contest going on during this special episode. Just by commenting on our live Facebook feed, you'll be entered in a giveaway for a $100 Amazon gift card courtesy of the Raben Report. So, all you have to do is comment on our show, and that's it. Okay. Guys, let's talk about some favorite shows. We obviously just played the game about who said what, and does that bring up any memories? What are some favorite shows of yours? Tamar, let's start with you.
Some favorite shows. Now thinking back to it, I think I really liked the feminism episode. I think that was really good back in season 6.
It's the only one where all of us were in the same room at the same time.
True. I didn't even realize that. Yeah.
All of us.
All of us, everybody here.
Wow.
Yeah, it's true. I think that was one of the highlights. It was a great discussion. One of my most memorable episodes was definitely, I think that abortion. I don't know if that was the main topic.
I don't think it was.
Was it art?
It was this last season. I
Okay, yeah, it
think.
was abortion.
The one that you weren't on.
No,
it was
no,
this.
no, no,
Yeah,
no.
it was abortion.
Yes, it is possible to have a favorite show that I wasn't in.
Well,
I know
according
for
to,
you're in every episode.
No. Hold on, little Miss Tamar. We ran some questions on our Instagram story. What was your favorite episode? And Tamar's answer was all the episodes with Tamar in them.
I didn't know you could see who said
So
that.
that's a very Tamar. That's a very Tamar answer, frankly.
It is. I didn't know you could see who responded.
We also
That's
got
hilarious.
answers. A lot of people think the same way. Jake Beck said UBI with Jake Beck, the one with Jake Beck. We also got the one with Zahavi on many times.
I feel like he was on it so many times. There's not just one.
He was on it 4 times.
Yeah.
Same with Tanya.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, but that, definitely the abortion episode. I think I was like so heated. It was wow. That moment where she took out that that like halted a Barbie fetus.
Bring that up.
I was sitting there and I'm like, who walks around with this in their pocket?
Don't get me fucking started.
I was dying. Oh my god.
We're getting you started.
That was a really
No, you're red too.
watching from afar. That was a very funny episode.
Quick
Imagine
question.
being in the room.
Are the dates on the Spotify episodes accurate to when the episode aired?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I was trying to find. There was an episode in late November of 2020 that I was very hooked on, and I cannot remember. I remember I was watching it on a bike ride, and I commented that I was literally riding my
Is
bike
it late
around.
November 2019?
No, definitely 2020.
2020. It was either abortion, Joe Biden,
No, there were other ones.
It
UBI.
must have been UBI, of course. That's a topic I
That's
love.
the one
Yeah,
you were supposed
okay.
to be on.
Yeah. And I was riding my bicycle, like a rented city bicycle, and this is so dangerous. Don't try this at home, folks. I'm riding the bicycle at night with the with my phone like this, watching it live. I was just going around. I was going up to my cousin's house for something. We live pretty close by, but that was how hooked I was on that episode. It was a great episode, UBI.
That was, you know what's funny? If you had come on that episode, we wouldn't have had Anna on the show, and Anna wouldn't be here today. You were actually
Thank you,
supposed
Marshall, for
Yeah.
not coming to the episode.
Well,
okay?
I think I worked late that day.
Yeah, you couldn't make it.
Yeah, and
Everything happens for a reason.
Just like your surprise.
Don't
Everything happens for a reason.
Don't say that. Did you give me a car, Elliot?
No, if it's a car, I'm the one deserving it because I won this game, okay?
You know what you should use the car for?
No,
Being an
it's
Uber
not
driver.
needed. It's no longer needed. I don't need to come to Vaughan after this.
Are you not going to visit me?
No.
Absolutely not. If I have, there's no reason for me to ever come back here.
Same, you see?
I thought I was going to save the crying for the end, but I was mistaken.
Oh my god.
Okay. Other favorite shows. I think one episode that none of you guys were on was Men versus Women, and that was Samuel and Jessica and Amara going at it.
I was going to bring that one up. I forgot about Jessica. Jessica?
Jessica, yeah.
Oh, a really forgotten figure of the. And no offense to Jessica, I mean, she was great on the show, but just a really kind of forgotten figure of the show. But
She was great.
Was she one season? Her?
She was one season.
Yeah, that episode, I was literally pacing. I was just on my ADHD meds. They had just kicked in.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pacing around my apartment, like hands in my hair, like, oh my God, this episode is stressing me out. I'm not even on it. It was something.
Imagine how I felt. I was prepping to go see Celine Dion that night, and I just have this yelling spat going on. I'm like, guys, I need to be zen for Celine Dion, but nope.
We actually, in the comments, there's already been a couple comments saying that was people's favorite episode.
I was going to name that one. Yeah. That was one of mine. Top 3.
It was definitely explosive. Any other episodes? I mean...
All really, the episodes with me as a guest or as a panelist were the best.
Let's talk about it. Rape Culture was the first one.
Yes. Best episode.
Best, and then we had the election special with...
Best episode.
With,
I wasn't there.
I was speaking. With... with Jaquan and Will.
Shouts out to Jaquan and Will, 2 of my best buddies in the world. Love those guys.
Love Will.
I was just with Will at the beach, and
did he get sunburnt too?
I think he got a little bit sunburned. He kind of disappeared on me at the end of the day. I went to go play volleyball, and I came back, and he was gone. But
Will watch this show?
Yes, I think so. I think he was actually tuned in. I don't know if he still is.
Cringe Daddy?
Cringe Daddy, yes. Go check out Cringe Daddy on YouTube. Sorry,
that's the guy on TikTok.
Yeah, that's
pranks on people.
Yeah. That's him.
Oh.
I met Will on the show, and then very shortly after that ran into him at Mac because he was friends with
Jack Denmo.
Yeah, who's this? He's a pretty big YouTuber, especially in like the GTA. He goes to these homecomings, and they're pretty hilarious. I've been on quite a few of them. Not remembered that I was on them until the video was posted online. Yeah, he's great. And then I've run into him in Hamilton a bunch. He was a great guest. I was on the show with him, that election special or whatever it was.
We were also, what was I going to say? Man, I lost my train of thought. A favorite episode. Oh, had it in the comments. The first coronavirus episode, which was myself, Samuel, Amara, and Jordan, and we were talking about it, and I called it. I said on that episode that this was going to be a big deal. Amara didn't listen to me. Jordan didn't listen to me. Sam agreed with me, and look where we are now.
Remember.
I want to go watch that episode now.
And I remember Sam telling me, just privately, that he thought this was going to be a big thing, and I thought, And then...
Don't you miss being so naive?
I know, and I knew it was a big thing in terms of the sickness. What we had discussed was in terms of the economic effects. And I thought, we're going to shut down for 2 weeks. Whatever.
2 weeks to flatten the curve.
And Sam is telling me, Marshall, stockpile some food, stockpile some canned goods, because there might be shortages. And in fact, there was. Maybe not of canned goods, but of other goods.
Toilet paper.
Oh, my God.
That was
pancake
a big
mix.
one.
Couldn't get pancake mix anywhere. No flour.
You couldn't get chickpeas.
No chickpeas.
It's so random, but you
strange.
couldn't.
Such a you thing.
I know.
I love chickpeas as well. Chickpeas are a staple in my diet.
They're such a good protein, guys.
They are.
Okay, but
highly
serious question.
recommend.
Chocolate hummus?
Oh my God, no. That's an abomination. I'm sorry. Dessert
seems really wrong.
hummus is not a thing. Like, just let's not do that now, please. Thank you.
Hummus is also a staple in my diet, and I like the jalapeno stuff from Sabra. Great.
I love
eat it-
Sabra.
I eat it almost every day with some crackers, and I love it so much. And if there
Love
was
a
a
good
hummus
hummus.
shortage, I would be devastated.
You could always make it yourself, so.
I could.
I could.
Another favorite episode of mine, underrated gem, the Canadian monarchy. And now it might not be a favorite.
I was thinking about that one.
It might not even be a favorite for others, listeners, guests, but I was on 0 hours of sleep that
You
day.
were, and you announced it, and that portion of the show was only like 20 minutes.
Yeah, and I could not focus. I was delirious, and I came out of that thinking, oh, this is terrible. And when I listened back to it, it actually wasn't so bad. But it just was so much more entertaining to me because of the zero sleep.
You mentioned the fact that Jagmeet Singh wanted to abolish the monarchy, and you said that you don't think anybody who feels that way should be Prime Minister of Canada.
Yeah, I still 100% agree. I don't think that the Governor General, why don't we have a Governor General? This is pissing me off.
We still don't have
Why
one?
do we have a monarchy?
It's been 5 months. Well, I could talk for hours about that, and it's very important. Why don't we just become part of the U.S.?
You know what? That's
I'm going to
a great
say no.
question.
I'm going to say
No,
no.
and I agree, and that's why we have a monarchy. There's
I
a direct
see.
line there, but
Yeah, they definitely do a lot for us. The Queen does a lot for Canada.
absolutely,
Right,
absolutely.
yeah.
There's why not get rid of our national anthem? Why not
You
get
know
rid of our
what?
flag?
Go for
They've already
Go
changed
for
it.
They have, and,
Wait,
and
changed?
they shouldn't have.
Oh, the anthem.
And the flag.
What
in
flag?
67,
Oh,
they changed
okay.
the flag.
Oh. Ages ago.
But yes, Jagmeet Singh, because he doesn't believe in the monarchy, should not be allowed to serve as prime minister. You should not be able to be a elected official in this country, a member of parliament, if you cannot swear true, earnest fealty to the Queen of Canada.
Oh, damn it.
And this,
I'm sorry,
No,
what?
actually,
I can't be the prime minister then.
Actually, when you're
Wait,
becoming
so you
a
don't- you don't have to-
citizen,
Sorry.
yeah, when you're about to become a citizen in Canada, you need to swear that you're going to be loyal to the Queen.
Yeah.
Now-
I remember when when my husband got his citizenship. I had to do that.
Yeah, you need to do that.
But I was going to make a joke, and now it's not going to be funny because the time was missed. But I was going to say, wait, so you have to pledge the allegiance to Celine Dion because she is the Queen of
She
Canada.
is.
Yes. No, she is.
Yeah.
She is the actual Queen of Canada, and I pledge my allegiance to her. She is. I'm actually thinking of converting from Judaism to Celine Dionism. It's a new religion that I'm starting.
Nice.
As of today?
Well, it's been in the back of my mind. You know,
I almost feel like he's mentioned this before.
I probably have. Listen, I have a lot of side projects going on. A lot of self-improvement.
Starting a religion is one of them, apparently.
Yes. Yeah.
What we don't know is he's bought several properties already to turn into Celine Dion temples. He's already written a holy scripture. He's already
I believe
built
it.
an entire system of gaining membership into this religion, and there's
my
a lot
God.
to it that you guys don't know about.
I mean, you guys are joking, but I remember in like 12th grade, my Torah teacher actually dedicated one Torah class to Celine. She was also, we should probably introduce you guys.
I think-
Was
yeah.
a Celine Dion super fan, and yeah, that whole class was all about Celine Dion. So pretty
Well-
much a religion in its own right.
Well, I do just want to mention for the record, first of all, the Queen of England and I go way back. I saw her in person leaving the Royal York Hotel.
So you guys are good friends.
I got it. Yeah, she was wearing a nice blue dress, nice blue hat, and there was Prince Philip.
You took a selfie together?
I didn't. No, we actually yelled "Long live the Queen" to her. And yeah, you love that. It was fun. We actually waited an hour for her to come out of her hotel room. Like there was just so many cops around the hotel.
So you were stalking her, basically.
And we were fans. Just like I am with Celine Dion. So Celine Dion and I go way back as well.
Right.
Our hands touched. So just
That's
putting
a
that
lot.
out there.
That's a
Putting
lot.
that out there.
There's this video.
Best birthday present 2019.
Oh my God, Elliot, there's this video. You told me that it's fake, but I think it's real. Someone was singing to Celine Dion, and she's in her car, and the person wasn't so great. And as they're singing, Celine like rolls it.
That's fake.
She like rolls it down and then rolls it up. Anyways,
I've seen that.
I'm saying that because that was totally the interaction she had with you when your hands touched. You're like walking by.
She came to me.
Oh,
She was
okay.
running
She
on the
felt it.
stage.
Okay,
Of
okay.
And I was wearing a huge Celine Dion shirt. You
Was
can
this in
see
Vegas?
it. Yeah, of course.
Oh, obviously.
And that was a great time. Okay, so enough about Celine Dion, or not. Any final last shows, favorite shows?
Yes, for me, it was actually a show where I wasn't present, and it was the Black Lives Matter show. That was so good. I remember that I was in the flight back from Alberta, and I was listening in the flight, and I was like, oh my God, I should have been there. I had so many thoughts, so many opinions.
You have no idea the anxiety that was running through me that entire episode. I was just sitting here like, yep.
It was so funny because you were sitting there like that, like this. Victoire and Javier were going at it, and I'm sitting here like this. Because this was making great television, great content.
We could have just left the room and nobody would have even noticed.
Yeah, I found like Christina, she was trying to be neutral, but also like supporting a lot Javier, and I would have been here just, supporting a lot Victoire because I know myself and I agree with a lot of things that he said.
I gotta go back and watch that one. I couldn't watch past the first 20 minutes or so because I had something to do, but
Something more important than the Raben Report?
I've
a
never
prior
heard of
commitment.
that.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. But
Okay, well, the door's over there.
okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
But no, it's an intense topic, of course. And Victoire, I'm quite fond of him from his previous appearances on the show. And Victoire and I actually got into a bit of a spat in the DMs a little while ago over soccer, which is something I get very intense about. That's the one topic I cannot debate without emotion is soccer.
No one can debate soccer without emotion. That's the way it goes.
But I still love the guy. He's a fantastic guy, and he's great on this show. And his appearances I think he's been twice. Correct?
Yeah, he was on Current Music.
And the Current Music, yeah, I loved his takes on that one, and from what I saw from the Black Lives Matter one as well.
Talking about WAP. Yes, I said WAP.
It is WAP, please. This is very serious. There's cultural significance.
Yeah, it's the female empowerment song, Elliot.
It is the female. It is our anthem.
I mean, I guess
I don't include myself in this.
I was being sarcastic.
I was also
I
being
just have to say we're so lucky that coronavirus happened like this year when that song came out. Because could you just imagine being in the clubs like dancing to that?
I would have refused to dance.
I already
to
know
that.
how disgusting the club is gonna be when the clubs open up and that song gets played. It is gonna be
wait
trash.
for the clubs to open up and everybody starts doing TikTok dances there.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Just walk through the parks now. Like that's what's open. You see all the kids like filming their TikTok videos. It's so cute.
But what about like I before the pandemic would see little kids like in a store. They'd put it up on the shelf and they're like under 10 and they're sitting there doing their whatever in the middle of a store in front of everybody. I think back to being like 8 and how humiliated I would be to do that. But
there's a very small window of time during which it's cute for kids to be making TikToks. With their under 10, I think it's like you're too young for TikTok. I think I don't have TikTok, so I don't know what kind of stuff's on there necessarily.
The thing with TikTok, though, and we talked about it on the OnlyFans and Sex Work episode, the thing with TikTok is that there's so much more than TikTok dances. There's financial advice. There's life
medical
advice. Medical advice. There's music. There's music decomposition. Someone shows you how they created a track.
You ever
There's
see that
meditation
TikTok
and
of
stuff
the
like that.
the lady who had the slug in her rug? And she made a song about the slug in her rug, and because obviously there's a rhyme to work off of right there. It's so good. If you look it up on YouTube, it's my favorite. It's the only TikTok that I like reference ever.
Yeah. I mean, I think what it is for me is I was such a big fan of Vine. Like Vine was. To this day, I will use a Vine reference probably at least once a day in my everyday life. Like
road work ahead.
I sure hope it does. And Drew Gooden, shout out. He's one of my favorite YouTubers.
Oh, I
too.
watch him.
Yeah,
that's him.
He's him.
I had no idea.
Road
I
work
love
guy.
him.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. He made a video about this movie. It was a Christmas movie with Hayden Christensen.
Yep.
That was a great one. Little Italy was, I think.
Yeah. He's the best. And so all those Viners, I follow them on YouTube, but I think I just like couldn't latch on to TikTok because I was, it's like it's like you're an imposter. You're not Vine. I don't care about TikTok? Your dances and your attempt at comedy. You're not funny.
Hey, the J-Lo challenge was really fun though.
I don't know the J-Lo challenge.
I don't know. I think TikTok is really cool if you look at it as like a social experiment. To see how literally people across so many different nations and countries and all of that have been able to like understand each other just on a song. Like that somebody, I don't know,
That's
halfway
true.
across the world can like you hear a song now on the radio, or I don't know, I watch a lot of TikTok, so I hear a song on the radio and I'm like thinking of a dance or I'm thinking of a video, and like somebody, all the way across the world is thinking of the same thing. And so I think it also speaks to, in a kind of a negative way, the attention span we don't have. I don't know if you know, like from the analytics of TikTok, like a 7-second video actually performed the best because people don't watch. But it's so entertaining. I love it. I think it's great. I think it's really cool as a social experiment.
The algorithm is also very interesting because what they do is they show your video to a small group of people, and if it does well there, then they show you to another bigger group of people, and from there it's much easier to become famous on TikTok versus other social platforms.
It's this Chinese ingenuity that like stuff that comes out of China always is doing so well. And
really coronavirus.
That's the only
your mileage may vary.
Well, I mean, honestly though, if coronavirus did spread very well.
It did. Coronavirus has done
perform
well.
very well. Maybe it wasn't
Fair.
a good impact, but it did perform well.
Look at you playing devil's advocate.
I don't know how that's devil's advocate, but okay.
Well, pro spread.
I'm not pro. You just said something out of China, not like he was saying how everything out of China has been so good, and I'm like, yes, it was very effective.
Vithushan commented, he said, TikTok ain't that bad. Y'all just grew up. And I said, fuck, are we boomers? Like, is that what we are now? Are we old?
We know one of us is.
One of us is a boomer.
I don't know how old this guy is. I don't know how old this guy is, but now I'm just picturing him as like an 8-year-old at his computer.
He's like a recent high school graduate.
Okay.
So he's younger.
Vithushan?
Yeah.
You know him?
I don't know him. He's
a friend of Jerome's, right?
I'm not sure. I just saw him in the comments once, and he said he graduated in 2020.
Well, Vithushan, we thank you for watching.
Yeah, big
and
fan.
his comments are very
He's
nice.
always commenting, always interacting. Love you, Vithushan. Shout out to you. Friend of the show, family of the show.
Yeah, I always see your comments, Vithushan. I see you. I like your comments. They're very good. They're very insightful.
Exactly.
We see you, we hear you, we feel you. Okay. Let's move on now to the season 10 bloopers. And we had filmed... See, you know what? You're going to watch it, then we're going to talk about it.
Fuck.
What? You're not excited for that?
No, because I already know how much of a shit show it was.
Oh, it's going to be
Oh
great.
my god, no, please.
It's going to be great. Okay. Here we go. That was the wrong video. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds to find the right video. I think it's this one. Nope. Okay. While I find the right...
That you
That's
should
a sign
not
from
show
God.
this video.
While I find the right video, Anna and Christina are going to talk about what it was like going from season 9 to season 10. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't have like that much to say about it, but it was season 9 and 10, right? Those were the seasons.
Yes.
And we only had Jerome around for a little while, and then he had to step down, and he was great, but I am, in a way, I'm happy that happened because I ended up with Anna as a permanent panelist, And I mean, I don't know if there's another chance to get sappy, but you know, Anna, I love you. I really do. And you've taught me so much. I unfortunately, a lot of my Latino family isn't here. So this is like every Tuesday I get an opportunity to interact with one of my own. And, you know, you've taught me a lot, and we all have this perception of what a minority or a Latina woman is like. And I think you really kind of, you challenge that. And
Yeah, I just love that I had a person to rant about Latinx with. Like, that was the best. And also, Christina is one of the few leftists in the world that won't end up in the bad ship. So
I won't be sent to Mars.
Exactly, because I'm going to save her. So there you have it.
Okay, so I managed to find the right video.
Oh, God, no.
So here, let's try
Ay,
this.
Dios mío.
Let's try this one more time. Here we go. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Okay, keep going.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyways, continue where you left
Can we
off.
talk about God is Latin America? Because obviously
Yeah,
he's avoiding
yeah,
this mess.
It's true. If you had any doubt about, I think the Bible was wrong, and
Exactly.
actually,
You know, we are the chosen people. Here we are.
Yeah. We are the original humans, the Latinos.
Going into season now. When did you come in? Season 9?
Season 9, actually.
Going into season 9 was very interesting for viewers, and me being the first time being the viewer, and not the. I guess no. I left. At the
You
end
left
of
after
six.
season 6, but you came as a guest in season 9. No, season 7 you came as a guest.
Yeah. Okay.
Or no, season 8.
Yeah, it was season.
Okay.
8. I'm just trying to get my timeline
Okay.
right here.
Okay, so third time's the charm. I found the right video.
If it doesn't work, please listen to the sign from him, capital H. Thank you.
Exactly.
No, we're going to keep trying till we get it right. Okay. Here we go.
Gasps in Spanish. Hola a todos. Hola a todos. I get really sick of saying that. Okay. Hola a todos.
With a big smile on your face.
Psychopath smile.
Should I just say sounds good? Okay. Sounds good. Are you ready for another 11 weeks of this?
Podemos hablar español.
What about this dude, Elliot? Oh man. We need to put a spice in this show.
Not really. I've been here for the whole season. Fuck. Okay. Are you ready for another 11 weeks of this?
A little louder. You gotta be louder.
Fuck!
Laugh. Okay.
Creo que...
What's the line?
Is the Spanish line?
I think that was good.
Please, Chuito, make it work.
Okay, that was our bloopers. Are you?
Yeah, I just remember sitting here, how long it took, and for whatever reason, every time I said a line, I would look at Elliot. It was like I needed him to validate everything I was saying, so I would finish my sentence, and the second I finished, I would look over at Elliot, and he'd be like, "Stop looking at me! We need to get this done." And it got really tiring. I couldn't remember my Spanish lines, and they were so small.
You've got a sailor mouth.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's bad. I need to work on that. Oh well.
So what was it like, Anna, specifically for you, working on season 10, the promo? You know, because you used to be an actor.
No, I
And
hated everything. I was like, oh my goodness, this is going to take forever. I just could think. I was so tired, as you can see in the flashbacks. Like, I just wanted to get out of here, and I was hating everyone at that point. So yeah,
It was what a show or a promo video. I think it was so. It really represented all of us, you know, like you being so tired of everything, you know.
yeah, that's me naturally.
And I think, Marshall, as someone who wasn't part of this promo video, what did you think about it?
Well, it seems like they shared a lot of the same experiences that our team had when we were recording our promo. I think that for people who are not naturally inclined to being on film in a recorded setting, it's very different, because in a live setting we can stumble on our words, we can say the wrong thing, and it's okay because it's live. What are you going to do? That's bound to happen. But when it's recorded, you got to get everything perfect. And it's tough to get things perfect. You're not going to get it on the first try, and you got to do different angles, and you got to get all the props in, and in our case, on the spot rewrites.
Yep.
Actually, I think I was texting Marshall like, I don't know how you did this. I am already hating this.
You texted him during the shoot? Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's the final episode.
I'm responding, Anna, I'm so sorry.
It's, a shoot is a shoot, and production. You used to be an actress in Venezuela, you said, so this should be normal.
I hated that. That's why I didn't continue that path.
It's not for the faint of heart. Definitely not.
Okay, that's fair. What is next? Okay, let's talk about what's next here. Nope, not that.
Let's talk about how warm it is in this room right now.
Yeah,
So
hot.
If you
I
keep
feel in
fanning
Jamaica.
yourself, you're gonna get hotter.
Yeah.
You just gotta stay still.
We are almost done, but let's talk about all of your futures. Marshall, let's start with you. What is in store for you?
Yeah, well, currently I'm on the job hunt. I've got a number of things in the works. I've been doing courses on the Canadian Securities course. I haven't splurged on the actual course yet, so I'm doing courses from Udemy, I think is how you say, which is a great website. They're not paying me, I swear. So that's something that would allow me to become a stockbroker, sell stocks, ETFs. But that's just one option. I'm looking at a number of other things. I would love to go into political consulting. I would love to go into management consulting. There are many doors I have yet to knock on. And, there's an abundance of choices for things I can do. I'm not worrying about it too much. I'm not stressed. We're in a pandemic. I'm working hard on other stuff. It's okay.
Yeah, you don't think that you're going to be working, you don't want to really work in the politics sphere as much anymore?
Well, you know what? I would absolutely go into a politics job. There are great jobs in politics, and if something was offered to me that I found would suit me well, I would absolutely take it. But I don't want to, jinx anything by saying for sure I'm going to go back into politics, because it's been, in a lot of ways, nice having time off from politics as well.
Yeah, politics is a very, very difficult field to be in.
It's exhausting, and it's very often a thankless job.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I wish you luck in your endeavors, and of course we'll be in touch as it goes on, because as you know, I'm very big in and interested in the financial sector now as well. Not working in the financial sector, but Tamar knows that as well. Okay, Tamar, let's go to you.
Yeah.
What's in your future?
What's in my future? That's a great question. Definitely need help with my scoliosis. That should be something first. You keep telling me to sit up straight. So in my future, I recently left a job and I started my own social media and digital marketing agency. And so...
Can you tell us a little about it?
Yeah. So basically what I do is I work almost exclusively with health and wellness entrepreneurs in Canada who really just need help. Originally it started out needing help getting their services virtual and how to really translate their services being in person to being able to sell and make a living still while,
Did
being
someone
closed down.
say virtual?
I don't get it. Why is that funny?
I do
I'm
live
just
streaming
joking.
for a living.
No, I'm just joking. Sorry. So, okay, I have a really weird sense of humor where I'm like very sarcastic and people don't get it. I apologize. So
With you, I don't know. Sometimes
I know,
I really
I get that a lot.
But your future, you will.
Yeah, so I'm doing a lot of social media management and all of that, digital marketing, everything from content creation, whether that's video, graphic, photo shoots, a lot of TikTok filming, which is why I love TikTok so much. It's so fun. And really just helping people promote themselves in new ways to new audiences. And it's been really fun. It's a huge, especially now with COVID, where people are online all the time. Yeah, it's great. It could be very overwhelming because I'm managing a few accounts and, sometimes people will message me and I have to get back to them. It's a lot, but I love it. And a lot of that, I'm hoping to do a lot of traveling once, things open up now that, my profession allows that. And yeah, that's pretty much what's in store for my near future.
Well, as I said to Marshall, I wish you the best of luck, and we're in touch for any virtual events that your clients may need. Elliot Raben Productions is here to help. Christina.
Yeah.
What's in store for you?
Not much will change. My dog, my puppy will continue to grow, and I will continue to be a mother to my dog. I'm not really sure. I've been with Theodore for 6 years now. We just celebrated our 6-year anniversary. So
congratulations.
Congrats.
Maybe sometime in the future. Just putting it out there. He'll be in my future. As long as he behaves, and I'm in PR, and I'm gonna continue in PR. I think that this is where I enjoy the line of work, and I've been doing it for a few years now. So I think that this is what I'm gonna stick to. I'm good at it. I'm happy. I enjoy the work. And I just changed jobs recently, so that's a new change in my life. I don't know when the next time will be that I make a change, but a lot of these future steps I've done while we were doing the show. Like I just got a new place, and Theodore and I have a house now. We have the main floor of a house. We've got our puppy. I've got a new job, so I've already started doing a bunch of new stuff. So I think
more stability.
My future will just be kind of settling into that, continuing the stability. I've already kind of set my life's kind of set up, and I am just gonna go with the flow. I would love to do some traveling once things open up as well, and. Yeah, maybe one day I'll go back to school and get a certificate in something. But we talked about this on the last episode. I would rather die than go back to school. But my mind might change in a few years. Who knows? So.
Okay. Well, once again, I wish you the best of luck, and we will be in touch. And Anna, our resident Venezuelan, our boomer of the show.
And thank you, Elliot. And now I'm considering finding a sperm donor because,
because you're entering those geriatric years.
So, better to do things.
I was just about to say that you're wearing very nice earrings.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you. Yeah.
So what's in store for you?
Actually, yes, I want to continue the path of anti-money laundering. And I want to move in that direction. I also would like to get back to law school and get, my degree actually validated here in Canada as well. And I don't know if I will work as a lawyer, like independently, but it's something that I'm considering doing. Wow. And I have also started another podcast, but with my libertarian friends from Venezuela.
Wow.
Who are actually watching. And they are saying, a couple of things about you guys. Just good things, don't worry.
Ma'am. Okay.
and yeah, actually, we have started that podcast, and maybe I will do one on my own. I don't know. I love talking.
Yeah, you should. If you start one on your own and you need like a co-host,
I would love to invite you. Actually, I want to invite Elliot and you.
we should.
and me. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but I want to interview you. So
I don't.
I'm okay with that.
Get
Because,
Elliot's
yes.
hot take on something for once. I would love
Exactly.
that.
True, Elliot's always neutral.
exactly, I want to like see the true Elliot.
I mean, I'm not neutral about Celine Dion.
That's the only thing. Okay. And you know, yeah, and also I'm planning to travel to Venezuela for the first time in 5 years.
Wow. And when's that?
Because one reason is very sad. My grandma is very sick, so I really want to see her. And another reason is because there are places in my country that I didn't have the chance to see that I really want to see. So
Wow.
yeah, it will be a fully like, I don't know what I'm going to find because when I left things were really bad.
Right.
But I need to reconnect with that part of myself.
It's a very important part of you.
Exactly.
And looks like a lot is in store for you. So for the 4th time, I wish you the best in everything you do, and we will be in touch.
Thank you.
That's it for everyone's futures. What is about to go here? Oh, that's gone. Okay. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Not the Raben rant yet, but the surprise that I have for my team. So, I'm about to get it, and they don't know what I'm about to give them. Okay? So,
I'm actually scared.
you're scared?
Yeah, I'm really scared.
Okay. Well,
I'm kind of scared too.
okay. You're not gonna.
I'm excited.
You all I ask is to keep the volume low because I can't monitor audio when I get the surprise. Okay, so I will get it right now. You can see me get it.
Does this mean that there will be screaming? Is this you're
It's
anticipating?
a box of spiders.
You're anticipating
Can you
that.
It's
imagine?
just wasps.
You're anticipating that we're gonna.
What did I
freak out.
just say about the volume? Sorry.
Sorry, apologies.
Okay. So I
What?
have it in this. It's not an Amazon package, but the box fit.
If something jumps out of that and scares me, Elliot, I am leaving right now.
It's the ring from Theo. No, it's not.
Oh my god, if that was that, I would cry. I would literally cry for you.
Okay.
Okay. Shh.
Silence. What in God's
Okay.
name?
So, all of our panelists have been on the show for a very long time, and it's important to acknowledge that. So, each one of our panelists is about to get
A trip to Jamaica? Oh no.
No, unfortunately.
That's
Oh my
cute.
God.
Oh my god, that's so sweet.
That's adorable.
That's awesome.
It's a participation ribbon.
So this one, and let me just hold on. This is very awkward.
Oh damn.
You didn't see that. Okay. So this says, I'm going to start with Tamar, Certificate of Participation. Let's see if I can angle. Nope. There we go. Can't really see it.
Love it.
Okay, it's a certificate of participation. This certificate is awarded to Tamar Lyons for participating in 8 episodes of the Raben Report. So Tamar,
Only 8. I was on a whole season.
I know, and you were gone for 2 of those shows.
True.
So
do you want me to
7 of
pass?
those, yeah, and 1 for today.
Oh, thank you. This is so nice.
So that's
Elliot.
Tamar.
So nice.
That's the only one I could
Thank
afford.
you.
So no, I'm just kidding.
This is so sweet.
That's adorable.
It needs to go like right on your wall above your bed. It's very important.
Okay, Anna Riso. This certificate is awarded to Anna Riso for participating in 18 episodes of the Raben Report.
18! Wow! I never thought I went to so many episodes.
I know it was. I had to go through them and make sure that you were, there. So you obviously were here for majority of this
Actually,
season.
it was gonna be in 20, but then I had the pseudo COVID, and then I went to Alberta, and yeah.
Well, hey, it worked out because of the fact that you went to Alberta, we were able to talk about BLM. So everything happens for a reason. And when I said that things work out in regards to your surprise, this isn't what I had originally intended to get you guys, but things changed and work out for the better. So Anna, this is for you.
Yay.
Thank you, Elliot.
18.
Okay, next. Okay, this certificate is awarded to Christina Mangiola for participating in 25 episodes of the Raben
There's
Report.
no
Wow.
25.
25.
Okay. Go off, Christina.
Go off.
Wow.
So this is for you.
Thank you. I love it. And you spelt my name right and you said it right.
I did my best. I had to make that work. And of course, Marshall.
It's gonna be like 95 episodes.
Not quite.
72.
This certificate is awarded to Marshall Darbyshire for participating in 60 episodes of the Raben Report.
60.
Amazing.
That's like,
That is like 3 days of my life.
I was just going to say, that's like over 60 hours of.
60. Some of our shows were more than
No,
more
exactly.
than an
That's what
hour.
I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So, more
So
than 60
this
hours.
is Marshall's certificate. I don't know if you can see it on
Yeah.
screen, but Marshall, this
That's
is
amazing.
for you.
Thank you, Elliot. I
Amazing.
appreciate it.
Shout out
Of
to
course.
Marshall.
That's awesome.
And of course, you know, I wanted to commemorate the moment, so
Did you get one for yourself?
Of course.
this certificate is awarded to Elliot Raben for participating in 100 episodes of the Raben Report.
Yay!
I obviously couldn't have done this without myself, so I want to thank myself for this award, and obviously, no, I'm kidding. I want to thank all of you for this award because this wouldn't have happened if it weren't for all of you.
And
So-
thank you, Elliot. Well deserved.
Yes. And you know, all of this wouldn't have happened, you know, without you. Like this opportunity and this space that we've created only exists because of you. So, you know, you deserve more than gifting yourself a participation certificate.
Honestly.
But the work and the time and the effort that you've put into this show does not go unnoticed. And I don't think, you know, I've never seen somebody put in the time and the sweat and the tears. You know, people see the show and it looks great, and there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and Elliot really makes it all possible, especially these past 2 seasons where he's been running literally everything from the videos to the audio to the whatever. Everything that happens behind the scenes of a podcast is being done by one man. So, congratulations on what you've done, because if
It's
anyone
impressive.
deserves recognition here, it's you. You created something amazing.
Absolutely. And
Thank
this is,
you.
This is something, of course, all of us, but especially you, are going to be able to look back on forever and show your kids, show your grandkids, and show your future employers as what an example of what a great producer you are. Or just if you want to stay self-employed, of course, that's a thing too. But it's a legacy.
Absolutely.
Thank you all.
Elliot, Celine would be so proud of you.
She is so proud of you.
You're right. She watches every episode, every week, tuning in live.
She
Not-
told me.
No. Now you guys are going to make me cry. Okay, I do just want to say that... Oh, hold on a second. What's going on here? Oh, I see what's going on. Okay. That's what I thought. Okay. I do just want to remind our audience that this is your last chance. If you haven't already, comment on our Facebook Live feed to be entered in our $100 Amazon gift card giveaway, courtesy of the Raben Report. It's really that simple. The winner will be announced tomorrow, so you've still got time. Okay, now... Forgot about the music. Let's do that one more time. It is now time for my final Raben rant. Whew. 5 years, 10 seasons, 100 episodes. I honestly cannot believe that we've made it to this point. The Raben Report started as just an idea, and from there it grew to one of the most listened to and recognized shows at Ryerson. You know, I've been trying to find the words for this moment, but as much as I do my best, it won't be perfect. And perfection is something that I constantly strive for, but if I had focused too much on it, I would have never succeeded. At some point, I had to make the move to begin, and thankfully, as the show went on, I grew and ultimately became even better than what I wanted at the beginning. Episodes 1 and 2 of the Raben Report were never recorded, unfortunately. They're gone. But they still happened. Until halfway through Season 2, we were going live to Facebook by filming my program monitor with Adam's phone. And after that, the quality of the show got better with multiple camera angles, with the team getting more comfortable in their respective mindsets. In Season 6, we moved to a new studio, through no fault of our own, and with that came a new time with new panelists and guests. That curse turned out to be a blessing. Then in Season 7, a brand new team, as well as expanding the show to Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, and TikTok, where one of our videos hit nearly 100,000 views. And not to flex, but it's of me making a good point, just saying. Finally, to Season 9, in a brand new space with another brand new team outside of Ryerson University, and that safe net of having someone run and fix potential equipment issues was gone. Now, here we are today, where I am proud of how far the show has come. I had the same opportunities as everyone else in my class at Ryerson to start a radio show, but I'm the only one from my graduating class that is still doing it. Hard work pays off. And while this may be the final episode of the Raben Report, this isn't the end for me. Writing, producing, directing, audio mixing, and hosting, in addition to editing, graphic design, and marketing for the Raben Report, has been one of the most challenging and, at the same time, most rewarding experiences of my life. It is because of this show that I have learned so much about the world. It is because of this show that I have met so many amazing people, some of whom I'm able to call close friends. And it is because of this show that I have become far more confident in who I am and in my abilities as a producer and as a broadcaster. Before Ryerson, I had my sights set on working as a director or cinematographer in the film industry. However, over the course of these last 5 years, my passion for being on camera has taken over my life, and when I'm on air, I truly feel comfortable. And for me, comfort is a very difficult feeling to achieve. Comfort that came thanks to many important people. And yes, I am going to thank them all by name because no one will play me off stage, I hope. First, I want to thank my family, Mom, Dad, Babushka, Vudi, and Misha, for your constant support over the last 5 years. I want to thank you for allowing me to pursue this project, to pursue this show in the midst of a pandemic. Without your support, I wouldn't be where I am today. I'd also like to thank some people that are like family to me. Kara, Elvira, and Marcia, you've been with me along this journey and have constantly helped me, guided me, and kept me on my feet when things got tough. The number of times you've watched me stress over needing to find a topic or looking for a last-minute guest is too many to count. But having your support and love at those crucial moments kept me going and pushed me to find a way out of the situation. Thank you, and I will never forget that. Christina and Anna, thank you for believing in me and in this show. Thank you for taking the time and the risk of coming in person every week over the last 2 seasons to be part of these important discussions. Tamar, you stepped in at the last minute for Season 6, and you made it one of the most memorable seasons to date. Thank you for your support on and off air. And Marshall, where do I even begin? I'm still trying to process the fact that I'm sitting across of you once again. You know, they say leaders aren't the first person to do something. Leaders are the first person to follow someone. You were the first person to reach out to me about being on the show, and you have changed the course of history. Without you having appeared on 6 full seasons of the Raben Report and making guest appearances in the years thereafter, there would be no Raben Report. We wouldn't all be sitting in this room together for one last time. I always say I may be the Raben, but you all are the report. So, I am immensely grateful and thankful to you all for believing in me and believing in the vision I had for an open, honest dialogue on the issues that matter. Despite the many times people have tried to cancel us, we're still here and we're going out on our own terms. I would also like to thank all the past panelists of the Raben Report: Daniel, Adam, Samuel, Amara, Jessica, Jordan, and Jerome. Thank you for being a part of this grassroots movement. And I can't forget to thank some guests that have appeared on the show multiple times, including Tanya and Zahavi, for not only appearing on the show 4 times each, but for your passion and support in helping to produce other episodes. Thank you. Lastly, to everyone that has watched our show, liked or commented on our posts, voted in our polls, or sent me messages expressing your love and enjoyment of the show, thank you. I didn't know what to expect when I started this journey, but seeing, hearing, and feeling your support over the last few years showed me that this show matters. That what I've been trying to do for the last 5 years matters. Politics is a very dirty game, and I wanted to show that it doesn't have to be. We can disagree on policy, but at the end of the day, we are all still human. Everyone should be free to state their opinion, and whether that opinion is globally appreciated or absolutely reprehensible, the only way that we can move forward and make a difference in this world is if we listen to each other and try to find common ground. Diversity of thought is incredibly important, and I hope that after this show comes to an end, people continue to remember that. Bringing it back, I want to say that in the midst of a pandemic, I succeeded in producing 21 episodes of the Raben Report. That's 21 eye-opening discussions, all in person. I found the space, I bought the equipment, and I booked the panelists. I did that, and I'm proud of that. And I'm proud of the fact that I'm able to say that. I think that we all should learn to appreciate our talents and ourselves more than we do. The Raben Report has been and will always be a major part of my life and my identity, and for that, I am eternally grateful. To end things, I've said it throughout my rant, but once again, thank you. Yeah, that's that. But that was our show for this evening. Thank you to everyone that tuned in and that messaged us live. I want to start by thanking Tamar and Marshall for coming back and being a part of the show. It really means a lot that you came and joined us for this farewell episode.
Well, thank you. It's a privilege to be here, and thank you for your kind words earlier. It's been crazy to be on the Raben Report for 60 episodes and to see the raw talent that you had be molded and sculpted as the show went on, and to see your confidence shine through that raw talent to come together in just what was fantastic and in your production of the show. And I know you'll go on to do great things. And you know, I've made so many great friends through this show. Yourself, of course, and Adam and Daniel, and Christina and Anna and Tamar. Well, I think Tamar and I knew each other prior, but and you know, it's something I'll take with me for the rest of my life. And you know, be sure to tune in next week, not for a live show, but just to watch the old episodes, listen to them. I think that's something that people are going to enjoy doing for a long time.
Yeah, Tamar, thank you.
Elliot, I'm so proud of you. I'm like getting so teared up by what you just shared, because I'm thinking back to, I don't know, I'm trying to remember how we met, but I think it was like in the Hillel room at Ryerson, something like that, like so many years ago. This shy, timid kid, and to see where you've come so far from that, to be this confident, you know, podcast host and doing so much more. And I'm honestly, I'm so inspired by you. And another thing is the fact that you got me and my little brother to agree on something. Like we both like watching the show together is also a achievement. But you should be so proud of yourself for what you created and the discussions that you helped foster. So thank you. Thank you for having me on the show so many times and for giving me a platform to share my ideas and for creating this community. You should be, honestly, it's something really to be proud of.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Christina and Anna?
I mean, I feel like we could dedicate a whole episode to saying thank you, Elliot. You know, I know Ryerson, you've worked hard this entire time, but what I've seen the past 2 seasons of working with you and what happens behind the scenes is insanity. And if only you guys could see the setup right now, the cords and the lights and the cameras and all the equipment. It's crazy, and it's a one-man show. You know, you're running everything, and
I mean, it's definitely not a one-man show.
No,
I couldn't do
Anna
it
and I
without
just
you.
come in, we talk our shit, and that's about that. But I mean,
that's what keeps the show going. But I appreciate the kind words.
And yeah, you're a hard worker, and I don't think that'll go unnoticed. I think you'll have a lot of success in the future. And thank you for creating this environment where people who otherwise would entirely disagree with each other and not listen to each other can come together and have a conversation. You've brought together people from opposite sides of the political spectrum, and we've had civil discussions, and you've changed my political view, and not in a bad way. You've helped me to grow into who I am and builds on my beliefs, and this is a great opportunity, and I think that we should appreciate the spaces that we're given to have these kinds of conversations. Because there's a lot of people, who don't get to speak about politics in the world that we live in. So we should really appreciate that. And thank you for creating the space and for doing what you do. And all the fun we have after the show, all the
That's
jokes.
what I'm going to miss the most,
I
to
know.
be honest.
We got some celebrating after the show.
Yeah.
Another surprise
Oh my
off camera.
God.
Oh, yes. And well, I guess on the last one, Elliot, thank you for, actually you are thanking us for believing in you. I want to thank you for believing in me, because to be honest, I was so intimidated again to join this podcast. And when you told me, wow, you are really smart debating, and you are very talented, your English is fine, that for me was like, wow, like I didn't think of me that way, and that motivated me. And actually I was out of my comfort zone, and I wouldn't have been doing this if it wasn't because you believe in me. So thank you. And Christina, I'm going to miss you a lot, honestly.
You. The love that I have, Elliot, I've loved you forever. I've known you forever, but just these past couple seasons, the love that I have for you, Anna, I really do, and I want to cry, but I mean, you've become such a special part of my life, both of you, seeing you on a weekly basis, and the laughs that we have before and after the show, and the stress and the group chat. I'm going to miss all of it, but I am happy to say that this is definitely not the last time I'm seeing any of you. So,
yes.
And
I think these are friendships that are going to last forever. I don't see. I couldn't live my life anymore without the two of you. I'm gonna
same.
So, I just thank you, Anna, for not being afraid to say something that may be controversial, or and I've said it a million times, but this idea that you have to be a specific person just because you're a woman and because you're Latina, it's so nice to see somebody kind of go against that stereotype or that expectation, and you push these boundaries that we don't get to see very often, which I think is very valuable. And I mean, you're so well spoken. I can't believe you ever doubted yourself
Yeah.
because you speak better than any of us in English. You're much more eloquent than I am.
Yeah.
I don't know a single.
You're super eloquent, believe me. You are.
I don't know a single person who watches this show who hasn't told me that Anna girl is so smart.
Yep.
Everybody
everyone that
I've spoken to is like, she is so smart. That's the first thing that they say.
Stop.
And I want to say that my grandmother loves you both so much.
And we love her.
More
Yeah.
than me. And no, she really does. And she's so happy that you two are on the show. She loved you, Tamar. She loved you, Marshall. She still loves you. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be a void without having this show. But once again, for the last time, that was our show for this week. Thank you to everyone that tuned in, messaged us live. Thank you for tuning in over the years, and your support really means a lot. And again, I want to thank my current main panelists, Christina and Anna, Season 6 panelist Tamar, and Seasons 1 through 6 panelist Marshall for being on the show tonight. Until next time, I'm Elliot Raben. Have a good night, everyone.